You can take a hooker off the street, but you cannot take the street out of the hooker.
I would like to pawn all these clothes for crack money.
What it is, guys? It's BlastphamousHD. How much flirting is too much flirting? Quagmire probably couldn't tell you. That man will bone anything that moves. Some things that don't. Today we're here to check out a video called Times Quagmire's Flirting Went Far Too Far. Let's do this.
These are 10 times Quagmire's flirting went too far. At number 10, we begin with an episode that shows just how irresponsible a father Quagmire would be if he had a baby. The episode Quagmire's Baby begins with Quagmire cleaning his basement as he prepares for the garage sales. Quagmire seems to have some decent stuff down there, as the Griffins willingly patronize their neighbor.
Hey, Quagmire, I think I might want to buy this ham radio off you.
Yeah, baby, that'll be $50.
$50? All right, fine, I'll buy it. Man, this is a bigger ripoff than Shrunky Dinks.
Where's Shrunky Dinks?
Quagmire's deal turns out to be an even bigger ripoff than Peter thought, because for 7 weeks the radio wouldn't get any decent reception, except for a station where a British guy reads the news from strange places.
Today, in Kazakhstan, a peaceful demonstration turned to bloodshed as members of the Tuzili tribe flooded Kenpow Square in remembrance of the 3rd anniversary of the Holmesburg massacre.
Well, whatever that means. Chris then tells Peter what he saw in an old movie. According to the movie, you can use empty radio static to talk to dead people. This new revelation sends Peter off on a mission to find and talk to ghosts, until he connects with what he thinks is an actual ghost.
Hello, ghosts. Come in, ghosts. Hello? Who's this?
This is Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan? The guy that used to bang that 70-pound witch?
Ronald Reagan, former president of the United States.
I think I might need that radio, so I can have a chat with Benjamin Franklin about some dollar bills. Peter becomes so attached to talking to the ghost of Ronald Reagan that he takes the radio to the drunken clam to introduce him to his buddies.
The ghost of Reagan is going to be the new 4th guy in our group.
Wonder what happened to Cleveland? Eventually, Quagmire figures out that the ghost guy is a fraud.
Wait a second. Peter, that's not Ronald Reagan, that's Rich Little. You're Rich Little!
Since the voice on the radio isn't Reagan's ghost, Peter shows up at Quagmire's doorstep seeking a refund.
Whoa, slow down there, partner. All sales are final.
In the little not-too-friendly bargain that ensues, we then learn of a baby on Quagmire's doorstep.
Well, I'm clearly not the only one who was dissatisfied with his purchase. Whoever bought that baby from you obviously didn't want it.
Well, Peter, babies are not like old radios. You don't just buy one at a garage sale. Anyway, Quagmire suddenly has a baby. Must be from one of his many escapades. Quagmire is, however, smart enough not to accept just any baby that turns up on his doorstep, but a DNA test shows that the baby is actually his.
Glenn, this is your child. Next time, wear a condom, jerk.
But being able to make a baby doesn't mean you are ready for one.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't want a baby. Look, somebody's got to take this kid off my hands. I can't be a father.
You already are, dummy. Lois is, however, kind enough to give Glenn a starter pack for being a father.
Now, I brought you a basket of things to get you started. There's baby clothes, some toys, and some books. Now, if you have any questions, we're right across the street.
That should get him started just right. Still, Quagmire goes on to show just how out of place he is.
Not really sure what I'm supposed to do with you. There's some frozen steaks in the freezer. Bathroom's down the hall to the right. If you ever come home and there's a tie on the door, it means I'm frogging someone, so give me at least a couple hours. You smoke?
Someone should probably call Child Protective Services. Lois is bent on helping Quagmire out, so she returns with even more baby stuff. We also get to learn some secret details about Chris.
But after he was born, they had to rearrange most of my organs.
Oh, yeah, he dragged half of Lois right out with him.
I always knew Chris was a handful, just didn't know he was this massive. Moving on. Having a baby doesn't automatically make you responsible, at least not in Quagmire's case, because he is still in his old habit of sleeping with anything in skirts.
Hello, Candy.
Hi, Glenn.
Come on in.
Gotta admit, Glenn's kinda smooth.
So, how long you been in beauty school?
2 months.
Well, tonight we're doing facials.
Oh, jeez. I guess at this point, I need to apologize. Should have warned you from the start that this video might not exactly be suitable for everyone. Thought you already knew that, though. Unfortunately for Quagmire, this baby interrupts his moment. He is forced to go take care of the baby, and on his return, it's game over.
Damn kids kept me up every night for 2 weeks. Now, where were we? Giggity, giggity.
Yeah, I meant game over. So Glenn wakes up to a message informing him of his missed opportunity, and ever the selfish bachelor, he only thinks of himself.
That's it. That kid is out of here.
Quagmire takes his baby to Peter, hoping to convince him to adopt the baby, but Peter has a better suggestion.
Now, this is just a suggestion, just throwing it out there. Have you considered abortion?
Peter, I think it's too late for that.
Peter always finds a way to showcase just how clueless he is.
Yeah, but you can't really abort a live baby.
Oh boy, they have got you. Glenn, give her back to God.
Since Peter isn't keen on adopting his baby, Quagmire takes her to the adoption center. Now, free from the responsibility of being a single dad, Quagmire heads off to the titty bar to celebrate. At the bar, he suddenly realizes that maybe he shouldn't have given his baby away.
I think I might have made a terrible mistake. I abandoned my daughter. Why did I give away my only daughter?
Maybe because you are a selfish person who only thinks of himself. So, Quagmire tracks his daughter down to her new home, where he realizes that maybe she's better off without him.
He's not gonna go through with it. It's a nice family, and the kid'll be better off here.
Clearly, Quagmire isn't cut out to be a father. Accompanied by Peter and Joe, Quagmire goes to the mall to pick out a new computer. But hours later, he calls Peter because he is having some trouble with his new computer.
Hey, Peter, I need some help with my computer. I can't find my photos.
Did you look under photos?
What is that?
It's a folder called photos.
Yeah, I don't have that. I just have 40 folders all called new folder.
Well, that's because it's a new computer. Usually, Peter is the dummy, but never write off anyone, especially Quagmire. Having crashed his new computer, Quagmire returned to the mall where we learn about his latest hobby.
Haven't been stumped yet.
I've had that happen to me too. It ended very badly and I did not get the girl's number.
Okay, I see what your problem is.
I tried to buy a sweater online, and I think I got a virus.
That's totally believable. Quagmire then finds out that he and the attendant have a thing in common.
Personally, I'd recommend college Latinas. I mean, I want to see Latinas, but I also want them to
Speak
speak
English,
Yes, exactly.
And in true Quagmire fashion, he just wants to get in between her legs. But first, they begin with a dinner date before they... Well, let's skip that part for later. Quagmire wakes up the next morning to discover that his newest catch is some kind of freak.
You roofied me?
Are you mad?
No. I'm in love.
Well, I guess drugs unite people, and Quagmire's finally found a woman that's as wild as he is.
Sonia, honey, stay right here. I just have to go to the bathroom.
Nah, you
Wait,
got to roll
Glenn,
out.
take this wine glass. We can use it later.
She might even be naughtier. Like a teenage boy who's found love for the first time, Quagmire runs to Peter and Joe to tell them all the wonderful tales of Sonia. Peter tries to warn Quagmire to slow things down a little, but Glenn is so smitten by Sonia, he isn't ready to take any advice. Instead, he and Sonia take kinkiness to a whole new level, having sex in his high school basketball court and every place possible. But soon enough, Quagmire starts to realize that maybe Sonia is a bit too kinky for him.
I want you to have sex with your father.
What?
Yep, and I'm gonna watch.
Are you crazy? No! No way!
But Sonia convinces him to do it.
Glenn, remember, the thing we love most about each other is that we push each other way beyond our normal boundaries.
So we can't tell if after her speech Glenn actually does have sex with his father, but moving on. Quagmire shows up at the Drunken Clam, but this time he isn't as excited as before. We discover that Glenn has been assaulted by his girlfriend, but he's too scared to ask for help. One thing is sure, Quagmire's gotten himself more than he bargained for. Next, we see Sonia track down Glenn to humiliate him in front of the clam.
But certainly some word has got to mean no.
This is one of your fantasies, right? Public humiliation? It's sexy, isn't it?
Sonia, stop, please!
Come on, you love it.
Look who's begging now. Sonia then tosses him inside the trunk and kidnaps him. A few days later, Glenn's dad, or is it his mom, shows up at Peter's place looking for Glenn. Quagmire's missing, and Peter didn't even notice it. Such a good neighbor.
I've already checked Glenn's house and there's no sign he's even been there. I'm afraid something terrible has happened.
Unable to find Glenn, they go looking for him at all the places they believe he should typically hang out in, but they all return empty-handed. Thankfully, they find someone with information as to where Glenn could be.
Excuse me, did he just say Sonia?
Yeah, it was his dog's name.
Oh, I thought he might have been talking about this super kinky woman who's always down here trying to lure men to her sex slave shed.
It definitely has to be that one. The strange man tells them about Sonia's unit at Quahog Storage, where she most likely is holding Glenn. So they find him at the storage unit all tied up. But Sonia isn't going to let them have him without a fight. She grabs Joe's gun, but unknown to her, Joe doesn't put bullets in his gun. Smart move, Joe. Hope it doesn't work against you someday. But I don't think Quagmire has learned his lesson.
I guess what I realized from all this is that when it comes to relationships, I need to be the kinky one.
Maybe they should have let him stay just a little longer. It's Valentine's season, and as expected, Quagmire isn't spending it alone. Except that after the deed is done, he would prefer to be alone.
Oh, you're still here?
Yeah. After a wonderful night, I thought we could get some breakfast.
Well, I guess she didn't get the memo, so Quagmire is going to have to read it out loud.
Clearly you're not familiar with how this works. See, you're supposed to be already gone. There's no breakfast. Here, let me help you to the door.
After throwing her out of the house, Quagmire gets electrocuted. And then, when he gets up, things are pretty different.
That's weird. I look like a chick in that mirror.
So, Quagmire has been transformed into a hot chick. The chick is so hot that even Joe can't help but to hit on her.
Glenda Vagmine. Well, how would you like to spend 4 hours desperately trying to give me a muscular soldier?
Worried about how everyone's treating him, Quagmire runs to the hospital, but even the doctor sees him the same.
I have never heard of a muscular soldier before. Is it the same thing as a warm welcome?
I recognize that hysterical tone of voice. Sounds like someone's having their monthly. All right, sweetie, let me just spit on my hand and we'll get started.
But Glenn isn't one to be taken advantage of. Even when he looks like a broad, he prefers to be the one in charge. Well, he probably learned a little lesson from his encounter with Sonia. In the hospital, it finally dawns on Quagmire that there is nothing wrong with his mirror. Everyone actually sees him as a woman.
This is the universe giving me what I deserve for being such a pig all the time.
He then makes a vow.
From now on, I'm gonna do things differently.
But we all know Quagmire isn't going to change anytime soon. In the episode The Giggity Wife, Peter, Quagmire, and Joe head off to Harvard University's dining hall in hopes of getting free food.
No freaking way. They have breakfast for dinner. Lois never lets me do that.
Well, now's your chance. After dinner, they head to the Harvard bar before ending up in a strip club.
Hey, what can I get you fellas?
Hey, what do you say we get some shots?
Yeah, let's get wasted!
Seems like Joe has been waiting for this night all his life. And true to Joe's predictions, they all end up wasted.
Hey, Stewie. Hey, sometimes when daddies drive home drunk, they come from faraway places. But it's okay, because they didn't get arrested and they're still kind of drunk, so they think it's okay.
If you think Peter had it worse, wait until you hear what happened to Quagmire.
Oh no. You mean?
That's right, baby. As of last night, we're man and wife. By the way, I need you to call my pimp and tell him I quit.
Oh my god, I married a hooker?
Looks like you did. Quagmire was so wasted that he got himself hooked.
Never call a female's pimp. That's how a lot of dudes get shot at.
All right, bachelor party. Come on, back to Boston.
So, Quagmire, who's still struggling to accept that he did get married to a hooker, tries to explain to his new wife that his decision was a result of intoxication. But she isn't exactly the type to let go easily.
Like hell we do, sweet cream. This is just what I've always wanted. To settle down, find a husband, and live the married life.
Hell no.
Now, I got that.
Dreams do come true after all. Since pleading doesn't appear to be working, Quagmire tries to invalidate her claims. But she sure did come prepared.
I got a marriage certificate right here.
It's legit. And it looks like I signed one of the witness lines and Peter partially signed the other.
Such good friends Quagmire has. Worried about his unfortunate condition, Quagmire decides to take drastic measures.
This whole thing is a complete disaster. In fact, you know what? I gotta go down to the courthouse right now and file for divorce. This thing ends now.
But Joe talks some sense into his head, letting him know just how terrible his plan is because Quahog's divorce laws do not favor men. I don't think I know anywhere in the world where divorce laws favor the male gender.
They don't.
Joe, however, suggests a way out of the mess.
Sorry, Quagmire, but the only way around the law is if the woman consents to a divorce.
He didn't say the solution was going to be an easy one. Since there is no easy solution, Quagmire concedes defeat and tries to at least give the marriage a chance. After all, it can't get any worse than it already is. But first, he takes Charmise to the hospital to get checked. Next, he gives her his credit card to go shopping. However, you can take a hooker off the street, but you cannot take the street out of the hooker.
I would like to pawn all these clothes for crack money.
As a good supportive friend, Peter invites the new couple over for dinner. And at dinner, everyone tries to get a piece of Quagmire's wife. But Chris maybe takes it a little too far.
I have $3.74. Do something to me.
You messed with the wrong hooker. Back home, Charmise tries to get Glenn to have sex with her, but once again, he turns her down.
What? You're never in the mood. We've been married 2 weeks and we haven't done it since that first night. I haven't gone 2 weeks without sex since I was in a coma for 6 weeks.
Someone needs to tell Charmise that the first night happened only because Quagmire was wasted. During their married people's argument, Charmise tells Quagmire how she has zero intentions of being with a gay fellow. Sensing an opportunity, Quagmire, who would rather be single, immediately pounces on it.
I see. Well, Charmise, I have something to tell you, and this isn't easy, but I'm gay.
Let's see if that does the trick.
I was gonna be a perfect little wife. I was gonna make you breakfast maybe once a week and give you stuff to do right when you walk through the door after work.
Seems his plan is working.
Oh, this is awful.
Oh, don't cry, Charmise. You'll find the right guy.
Well played, Quagmire. Charmise gets her stuff and moves out of the house. But just as Quagmire starts to think that he's free from his unplanned wife, she walks in on him watching straight porn. Apparently, gay people don't watch straight porn, or do they? Never mind.
God, what are you watching? That's straight porn.
Glenn insists that he is gay, and Charmise demands proof.
If you're really gay and you want that divorce, all you gotta do is one thing. Let me watch you have sex with a man.
I knew Glenn was about to land himself in trouble. Well, since he's already made up his mind to get the divorce, Glenn agrees to the deal. But he's sure gonna need some help. Who else to play the part of his gay lover than Peter? Peter agrees to Quagmire's request to have sex with him in the presence of his wife, but as expected, the pair struggle to hit it off. After their poor showing, Charmise, who already figured out that Glenn isn't gay, decides to grant him the divorce.
I see that now. And the truth is, if you're willing to go this far to get a divorce, then maybe we shouldn't be married after all.
Quagmire gets lucky this time. In Teagues for Two, Lois sends Peter on a simple errand to get her clothes from the Chinese dry cleaning shop, but Peter messes up the whole thing. In a true display of stupidity, Peter ends up getting arrested after breaking into Mr. Washy Washy's house, hoping to steal a shirt. He's lucky he didn't get his head blown off, so Brian shows up at the police station to bail him out. And in the lobby, he sees a beautiful woman.
So, what are you doing here?
I'm picking up my friend, Peter. Are you picking up a boyfriend?
No, actually. I got arrested. I'm Denise.
I'm Brian.
That went quite well. They exchange phone numbers, and an excited Brian tries to prove to Lois that he's got an actual date, but he gets a no. Devastated by the rejection, Brian turns to heavy drinking, the classic plot for broken-hearted men, or dogs. Let's just say males.
I'm drinking because I'm sad. Because I'm never gonna meet the right woman. Because I'm gonna die old and alone.
So Peter advises Brian to take lessons from Quagmire, who we all know is the ladies' specialist.
Well, listen, instead of sitting here feeling sorry for yourself, why don't you take Quagmire's class on picking up chicks?
At first, Brian is a little hesitant to take the class because Quagmire hates him, but he eventually agrees to it.
You wanna know how many times I've been laid since last night? 60. Why? Because I'm not trying to be a girl's Prince Charming. I'm trying to be that big mistake they made at the bar last night.
I think I might need to attend that class myself. So Brian shows up to class all excited and ready.
Hey, I don't want you in here.
Too bad. Here's my class receipt. Now teach me how to find love.
I didn't think it was going to be a paid class, though. Later that day, Quagmire takes his students to the bar for what is supposed to be their practical session.
You're up, Brian. Now go hit on that fat chick.
What? Why?
Do it or you get an F.
Well, Brian doesn't do too badly. Next, he gets a wardrobe makeover in hopes of being noticed.
I know. Quagmire told us to dress flashy so girls would notice us.
I don't think he meant you should show up looking like a 1990s rap artist.
He did. That's exactly what he meant.
But tonight's the real test.
Women love
try
this
out
guy.
what I've learned on Denise.
Looking all dressed to kill, Brian shows up at the club and instantly hits it off with Denise. Guess Quagmire's class is worth every penny.
I have to admit, Brian, I'm glad you called.
Yeah, I know.
sort of missed hanging out.
Call me the Paw. That's what I go by now, the Paw.
Brian could be needing a studio session real soon. He, however, gets a bit too into character and pisses his date off.
Shut up for a couple minutes. I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, that only works
Brian,
on really hot chicks.
being kind of disrespectful.
Relax, baby. Hey, check your phone. I sent you something.
Oh my God, is that?
Any woman would be traumatized
Do
by
not
that.
send a woman
Fed
a
up with
picture of your
Brian's
junk.
rude
Don't do
attitude,
that.
Denise walks out on him.
It's obvious you're just another typical jerk.
Denise, wait!
Following his disastrous date, all thanks to Quagmire's teachings, Brian shows up in class really mad at his teacher.
You're a son of a bitch! You're teaching us all this crap about how to get women, and it's all a bunch of bull!
Quagmire then sets the record straight. His teachings are to get laid, not to find love. Unfortunately, Brian
find
was
love through
applying
getting
these
laid.
principles for the wrong cause. In addition to the clarification, Quagmire tells Brian his own sad love story and how he lost the one woman he has ever loved.
I've about had it with your petty jealousy. I'm starting to think this relationship is a mistake.
Well, maybe it is!
Notice anything different about Quagmire? He sure did look like a total loser back then. Meanwhile, Glenn gets a surprise visit from his one true love, Cheryl. But it's not exactly the kind of visit he would have expected. That's because he finds out that Brian's now her new boyfriend. And this is his way of getting back at Quagmire, who he blames for his misfortunes with Denise.
Hey, Cheryl! Get your fat ass over here before I dump you!
He's so bossy, I love it.
As expected, Quagmire is so mad at Brian for the somewhat unnecessary show-off. But what he does next is kinda low for a man of his standard.
You dirty bastard! I always knew you were low, but you're nothing more than a backstabbing junkyard cur!
Someone's visibly pained. Since it's now a game of being petty, Quagmire shows up to interrupt Brian's date with his own surprise.
No.
He arrives on the scene with his new girlfriend, who also happens to be Brian's ex,
Yes.
Jillian. With the atmosphere already charged up, their egos get the best of them, and they end up getting into a needless brawl.
Hey, if you guys are so close, maybe Jillian should know that you teach a class in picking up women. And Cheryl should know that you took that class.
Never knew Brian's got such a bad mouth. With both of them acting like irresponsible boys, their dates walk out on them. Eventually, Brian and Quagmire reconcile, but it's a bit too late as they both lose their girlfriends.
Well, hey, listen, Cheryl actually drove me, and I spent all my cash in the restaurant, even though you said you'd pay. So, would you mind giving me a lift home, buddy?
Well, maybe reconcile was the wrong choice of word? So Peter wins a new maid, Joan, from a TV game show. He introduces Joan to his friends, and Quagmire instantly falls in love. Well, this time he wasn't just trying to get laid. He actually thought he loved the girl.
Everybody, this is Joan.
Hi.
Hello.
Not the type to waste any time, Quagmire immediately asks Joan out on a date.
Hey there. It's nice to pleasure your acquaintance. Would you like to go out to dinner tomorrow night?
I'd love to.
God, he works fast.
Yes, he does. Quagmire is so into Joan that they even go out on a date to mark their anniversary.
Well, this is our 3-week anniversary, Joan. I wanted this date to be special.
Well, when I said anniversary, I didn't say for how long. Plus, for a guy like Quagmire, 3 weeks in a relationship is an achievement.
Joan, I've decided I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me?
Never thought I'd see Quagmire propose to someone, but never say never, right? So, it happens I'm not the only person surprised by the new Quagmire. Peter thinks it's a prank.
I'm telling you guys, he's putting us on. He's the same old Quagmire.
Well, let's see. Quagmire invites his neighbors to his engagement party, where he wouldn't shut up about how amazing his relationship is. For the bachelor's party, they end up at a strip club, but Quagmire's still acting strange.
All right, Quagmire, time for your lap dance.
No, guys, I can't do that. It's degrading to women.
I don't even recognize Glenn Quagmire anymore. Well, Peter decides that the only way to save his friend is to break up the wedding. At the wedding banquet, Peter, who isn't happy about Quagmire's decision, uses Lois's tits as bait to tempt Glenn. Glenn falls for the cheap trickery, and the love spell on him loses its effect.
Oh, Lois, you're all wet. Here, let me jiggle you dry.
Giggity, giggity, God, I've made a terrible mistake.
Welcome back, Quagmire. Back at the clam, the crew starts plotting Quagmire's way out of his barely 1-week-old marriage.
So anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is, some of the guys thought we should get a divorce.
But Joan, who is madly in love with Glenn, lets him know that there's no way out of the marriage. at least until he's dead. Well, since divorce is out of the question, Peter comes up with a genius idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're gonna fake your death.
Wonder how many times Peter would have to bail Quagmire out of a marriage. First, he has to pretend to be his gay partner, and now he has to plot Quagmire's fake death?
But these things happen, you know? You go for a walk in the park one day, and wheelchair ninjas and Nazis and pots and pans robots show up to kill you, and dinosaurs show up to eat the remains.
When Peter's absolutely terrible plan A falls apart, they move on to plan B, which is Quagmire faking a heart attack.
You know what'll prove it? When people die, they void their bowels. I said when people die, they void their bowels.
With Quagmire supposedly dead, they organize a funeral for him, but things take an unexpected twist.
Well, Mayor West is afraid of zombies, so the city says all caskets must be encased in concrete.
Unless something is done quickly, Quagmire might actually end up buried alive, but Peter's too good a friend to allow such things. He jumps in and rescues Quagmire. The only problem now would be to satisfy Death, who showed up at the funeral expecting a present.
No, you can't take him!
This is probably not cool, just throwing it out there. She was suicidal.
She was?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I had heard that too.
Once again, Peter rescues Quagmire from the cold hands of marriage. So, Quagmire and the guys learn of an auction to sell off one of Quahog's most historic spots.
Guys, we should go to that auction tomorrow and buy it. I mean, can you imagine if we had our own medieval castle?
So they take Peter's advice and show up at the auction where they lose to a crazy bid from the mayor. I wasn't expecting this bunch to win anything. Being the sore losers that they are, they decide to take matters into their own hands.
I'm saying the four of us should storm that castle and take it for ourselves.
They go through with their plan to overthrow the castle owner, but their half-baked plot ends in disaster. But since Peter, as we all know, doesn't give up easily, they decide to go for Plan B. Well, you already know their Plan B will be even dumber than the first.
Plan B. We'll shoot flaming arrows like in Robin Hood.
So should I be aiming for an open window or just arcing it over the wall?
I don't know. I've never seen the movie, just a Bryan Adams video.
Not only was Plan B a rather useless plan, they ended up setting the entire building ablaze. After destroying the mayor's latest acquisition, they head over to the Drunken Clam where Quagmire learns about Tinder after he sees Mort hooking up with a chick way above his league.
What the hell was that? Mort's getting laid?
Yeah, thanks to Tinder, he's had a different girl every night this week.
Shockingly, we find out that Quagmire didn't know about Tinder. He must have been living under a rock or something.
Wow, I gotta try this. I mean, easy sex on the internet?
That's the one thing Quagmire can't resist. Easy sex. With the help of his friends, Quagmire sets up his Tinder profile. You already know Peter has a few suggestions.
No, none of that. You want a naked bathroom selfie covering your stuff with a fistful of $100 bills. That shows you like sex and you got money.
Okay, that should work. Who doesn't like money? In true gentlemanly fashion, Quagmire shows up at the door of his first Tinder hookup, thinking it's a regular date. You gotta admit, he's an old-fashioned man, but the girl isn't interested in needless romance. For her, it's straight to the action.
And we can still make our reservation.
What? Why? We already had sex.
Wait, so I don't have to make small talk with you or spend any money?
Of course not. Here, wipe yourself off with this West Elm catalog.
You could read the catalog if you need someone to talk to. Having found the secret to free sex, Quagmire maximizes the opportunity, having sex with a different Tinder girl every single day. Soon enough, he becomes so addicted to Tinder that he practically loses his mind.
Ah, the yellow face! It burns my Tinder!
Oh my God, he's lost it. That app's turned Quagmire into some kind of sex ghoul.
Had no idea a sex addiction could turn a man into a psycho. To save Quagmire, Joe proposes they throw his phone away, and they actually do. But Quagmire is so far gone, he ends up swiping his microwave, thinking it's his phone.
Swipe. Come on, I'm not getting any matches.
'Cause that's your microwave, dummy. Peter and the rest of the gang try to convince Quagmire to quit Tinder. They even make a not-so-terrible song about how Tinder makes you gross. But Quagmire's mind is made up. He wants his Tinder, and Tinder he shall have.
You guys can just forget it. I'm not quitting Tinder.
Eventually, they hire a prostitute so Quagmire can have sex with a real woman, not one he found through swiping on Tinder. Now, we move to an episode that's not really about Quagmire's flirting. Instead, it's about how disgustingly perverted Glenn can be. And blind ambition. The boys go bowling and Lois, who comes to cheer them up, decides to use the bathroom when Quagmire does something absolutely unbelievable.
Would you just sit down and go to the bathroom already?
Quagmire's deservedly arrested for peeping in the ladies' room, but his friends come to his rescue. On his return, the ladies all view Quagmire as public enemy number 1, while Peter is as clueless as always.
So, Lois, tell Quagmire you're sorry you had him arrested.
Excuse me?
Peter deserves a knock on his dumb head. The women, however, decide to write a petition to have Glenn thrown out of Quahog, but Peter pleads on his behalf, and he gets a second chance.
All right, but one more incident like the one at the bowling alley and Quagmire is out of this neighborhood.
I think they should just throw him out already.
Yeah,
to stop Glenn from getting kicked out of Quahog, his friends decide to help him change his ways.
All right, Glenn. This exercise should help teach you self-control.
That looks dangerous, though. Convinced that Quagmire is ready to once again be out in public, they take him to the mall.
Okay, Quagmire, time to take off your training wheels.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
As expected, Quagmire struggles to control himself, so the pervert runs away, only to end up someplace worse.
Where am I? Am I dead?
No, this is where we monitor all the dressing rooms in the mall so we can keep an eye out for shoplifters.
Don't think that would do Quagmire any good. While there, Quagmire spots a lady in need of help and quickly rushes to rescue her.
You saved her life. Thank God you know CPR.
What the hell's CPR?
Who needs CPR when you are so good at kissing women? In the episode, Meg and Quagmire, Meg's 18th birthday turns out to be a big flop, as no one shows up. Not even the kids Lois tried to bribe into attending. Well, no one showed up except Glenn Quagmire.
Well, Peter, a little birdie told me that today is Meg's birthday.
I have a feeling that Quagmire's here for something else.
Hey, welcome to the adult club, huh? And you know what? You got another member right next door if you ever want to talk and stuff. Happy birthday. Hey, where's that Pinky going, huh? Where's he going? What's he doing? Get back here.
You already lost
There
it.
you go.
Well,
No, that
Quagmire
was
is
pretty
just
clean.
being his usual shameless self. Peter finally has enough of Quagmire's presence and sends him home before things get out of hand.
I'll tell you something, if he touches my daughter, I'm gonna be kicking butts and taking names.
That's more like it, Peter. Acting like a father figure. But Quagmire is really
Kicking
interested in
names
having
and
Meg,
taking
so
ass.
he steps it up by texting
That's how
her
we do
later
in the
that night.
streets.
If you know Glenn, he's working towards something. And Meg is pretty easy to get by the way.
Okay, Glenn, time to reel her in.
The next night, Quagmire's at the front door, holding a flower because he's got a date. Now that's fast.
Hi, Glenn. Bye, you guys. Me and Glenn are going out.
What? Like hell you are!
When you know the kind of person your friend is, you won't let him get too close to your daughter, especially if she's as confused as Meg. But Lois thinks otherwise. She grants Meg the permission to go out on the date. Maybe it's because she doesn't know Quagmire as much as Peter does.
Peter, trust me. I know what's going on in her head. It's just a game. I used to do the same thing to my parents. The problem is they pushed back, and the results were not good.
You have no idea who Quagmire is. Meg's date with Quagmire was rather nice. In the end, she smartly refuses Quagmire's request to go into his house. They both would be glad she didn't go in because Peter had a little surprise.
Did you have sex with my daughter?
What? Come on, Peter.
Did you have sex with my daughter?
Peter, trust me, it's not happening.
I personally don't think Quagmire's someone you can trust.
Peter, it's me, Quagmire. This is what I do. Besides, Meg is 18 now, and you gotta let go.
What did I just say about trusting Quagmire? Next, we see
Eyes to
Meg
daddy
and Quagmire all loved up.
That's what you gotta tell him. Eyes the pappy nah.
Watching a movie together. The pair are already acting like a couple while Quagmire continues his plot to get into Meg's pants. But in a rare display of responsibility, Peter comes in to interrupt their rendezvous.
Well, now that you're with Meg, you don't need to be talking to Backbush anymore. Oh, and I'll send a text to Possible Nipple Ring saying you're off the market. Your Possible Nipple Ring?
Yep, Glenn sure isn't in love with Meg. He just wants one thing. With Quagmire refusing to take his eyes off his daughter, Peter makes it his responsibility to ruin their every moment. But despite his best attempts to dissuade Meg from hanging out with Quagmire, including telling her the story of Joan Van Ark.
Here's a picture of Joan Van Ark.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
Every man wanted her. But one man got her. That man was Glenn Quagmire. And 2 short months later, this is what happened to Joan Van Ark.
Meg refuses to listen to her dad. Lois wasn't even making things easy for Peter. She was supporting Meg all throughout. But when Meg goes over to spend the weekend at Quagmire's cabin, Lois completely goes nuts.
I can't believe you knew about this and you let her go?
Hey, don't give me that crap. I'm doing exactly what you told me to do.
Joke's on you, Lois. Peter even decides to enjoy his I told you so moment by rubbing it in on Lois.
So you admit you were wrong?
Yes.
You admit you were stupid?
Yes, yes.
You admit all women are stupid?
No.
All right, I'll take what I can get.
You better. Peter then heads off to Quagmire's house hoping to stop him before he goes any further with Meg, but he arrives a little late. He and Lois then get into his car to chase after Quagmire, but in the end, it's not much of a chase. Fortunately, they make it to the cabin just in time to disrupt Glenn's golden moment.
Yeah, you are, you son of a bitch!
Meg tries to stand up to her dad, but this time around, Peter isn't taking no for an answer. Lois is also pretty mad at Quagmire.
If you ever touch my daughter again, I will cut your thing off and feed it to Brian.
Okay.
Wow, I'm sure Glenn gets the message loud and clear. Or did he? At number 1 on our list is the episode titled Airport 07. So, after watching a redneck comedy hour, Peter decides that he wants to be a redneck. And for him, being a redneck involves getting a pickup truck, painting over the back window, and crashing into Quagmire's car.
Peter, what the hell? My car! Oh, damn it! Hey, come back!
Let's ignore the women squeezed into his trunk.
Don't worry about it.
We can go after them.
Don't worry about it. They're tagged. Just get me to the airport.
Thanks to the accident, Quagmire, who was headed to the airport to fly a plane, is forced to ride with Peter. At the airport, Peter notices Quagmire's plane being fueled, and motivated by greed and a ton of stupidity, he grabs the hose and fuels his car instead, meaning that the plane takes off with an empty tank. Minutes into the flight, the plane shockingly runs out of fuel.
What the hell? Oh my god, we're going down!
But Quagmire, like a pro pilot, crash lands the plane with no casualties. Turns out Quagmire isn't only good at getting laid. Unfortunately for him, after the accident, Quagmire's fired from work.
Boy, Quagmire, I'm really sorry they fired you. I feel like this is partially my fault.
No, Peter, it's perfectly normal to siphon jet fuel from an active runway with the intention of flying a pickup truck.
Is it? Well, if you think so. 3 weeks after he got fired, Quagmire moves into Chris's treehouse after failing to tie down a new job.
Well, I kind of moved in, if that's okay. No airline will hire me after the accident. I'm broke and jobless.
And Peter's response?
Quagmire, you belong in a tree. You're a nut.
Nah, he was only joking. Peter asks Quagmire to move in with them. Now a part of the household, Quagmire begins teaching Chris some new skills.
What does 8008 look like on a calculator?
Oh, boob!
Boob, yeah!
What if we had 2 calculators and we put them next to each other?
Well, teaching Chris naughty things isn't the only thing Quagmire does. Later that night, he sneaks into Meg's room. Peter might have to keep a close eye on Quagmire. Meanwhile, after a month of accommodating Glenn, Lois starts to feel uncomfortable. She tries to get Peter to talk to him about moving out, but Peter tells her she's overreacting.
And you can't spell overreacting without ovary. Because you're a girl.
That's wrong, though, but never mind. Frustrated by his inability to tie down a job, Glenn confides in his friends, who decide to help him out. And for the umpteenth time in Family Guy, Peter has an idea.
Fellas, I think I have an idea.
Let's hope it's not one of those useless ideas. So, Peter's plan? Quagmire will pose as an airline passenger on the 6 o'clock flight to New York. Quagmire is forced to step in and land the plane safely, making him a hero.
Okay, guys, let's go over the plan one more time.
I don't know what you think, but that doesn't sound like a plan this lazy bunch can pull off. As I predicted, Quagmire messes up the entire plan. The clown was so busy shagging an airport attendant at the airport, he missed the flight.
209. That flight left half an hour ago.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That plane's going down! My friends are on that plane!
If you really cared about your friends, you would have stuck to the plan instead of trying to get laid. After an unexpected meeting with Hugh Hefner, who is apparently a big deal to Quagmire, he becomes heavily motivated and decides to save the plane. So, he ends up at the control center.
Stand aside, sir. I'll take it from here. Peter, this is Quagmire. I want you to listen very carefully and do exactly as I tell you.
All thanks to Quagmire's instructions, Peter lands the plane safely. Quagmire also gets his job back. Well, after his latest show of irresponsibility, I wouldn't trust Pilot Quagmire to fly me. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget.
The moral of this story is you should only do domestic violence if you're willing to let the women win, or unless you're Ray Rice.
These are 10 Family Guy moments that will make you cry, starting with the time Joe actually walked to prove his love for Bonnie when she tried to have an affair. So Lois and Bonnie are vacationing together in Paris, but it sounds like Bonnie isn't here to do all the normal touristy things like visiting the Louvre or pretending that frog legs are a delicacy.
Lois, I came here to have an affair.
An affair?
An affair. And she's down to do it with anyone. That doesn't bode well for Lois, because I only saw one bed in that hotel room.
I just can't believe you'd throw away all those years with Joe just to have some silly fling.
But Bonnie states that her relationship with Joe has been crumbling for a while. I'm sure cheating on your husband will be the thing that brings the spark back. What could possibly go wrong?
Would you like to sample a warm French baguette?
Oh my.
But Lois pulls her away before she can get it on with that walking stereotype.
Joe's the man you gave your life to. And besides, you have a little girl.
I'm glad Lois remembered Susie, because I sure forgot about her, given she's been in a grand total of 2 episodes since her birth. So Bonnie agrees to stop searching for an affair, but I know better than to trust that little raspy liar. And that becomes more than apparent when Lois gets back from shopping.
Didn't you see I tied a tampon to the doorknob?
No, what does that mean?
I'd guess it either means it's her time of the month or it's just free to take. You'll never know when you'll need one, like if you need to clean up a very tiny puddle.
Don't make a big deal about it. I just needed a change from Joe.
Bonjour.
I guess if we're finding the silver lining, it's at least refreshing to see that they didn't have her cheat on someone who isn't in a wheelchair, but a cheater's still a cheater.
At least she's giving back to the handy capable. That's good.
Bonnie's been enjoying her time with French Joe, who pops a pretty big question for someone she just met.
Francois has asked me to stay here in Paris with him.
And leave Joe at home with the baby you carried for 7 seasons? Damn, just how good is this guy? So Lois obviously disapproves of what she's doing.
I invited you on this trip to hang out while I have sex with strangers, and this is how you repay me?
So Bonnie makes the decision to stay in Paris, but Lois is prepared for this and calls in a special guest. Who's behind door number 1?
Joe, what are you doing here?
How could Lois be so unfaithful to her unfaithful friend?
I'm sorry that I've been neglecting you lately, but I love you, and I need you.
You know, I think the show does a good job at highlighting the struggles people like Joe go through, that adding other struggles like this on top of everything feels like dogpiling. He pours his heart out to Bonnie, pleading with her to think of their baby, but she still isn't sure. On second thought, maybe just leave her here, Joe. You deserve better.
He may be your husband, but I would do anything for you.
Well, there's one thing he can't do.
Through the power of love, God, or maybe even the devil, Joe musters up all his energy and oh my God, he's standing.
Joe, I don't believe it. You're walking.
I am!
The two passionately kiss, finding the strength to continue their relationship. And all it took was an unexplainable miracle to make it happen. You really can't bet against the power of love. Someone should tell the world's top scientists that.
Let's go home, Joe.
Yep.
Well, that might be hard to explain in the bedroom, but I'm sure Quagmire won't mind that part. I don't know about you, but a couple finding the love they once had for each other does bring a tear to my eye. One single, solitary tear. And more tears are shed when Brian connects with a son he didn't know he had. And yes, this is the one he later abandons. So after Brian bombs hard with a woman, he starts
Okay, it hasn't gotten me yet, alright? But we still got a bunch more clips.
To reminisce on his past relationships.
Tracy Flanagan. She was the greatest girl I ever met, and I blew it.
So hit her up. I'm sure she's missing what a charming, nice, not self-centered person you are. Ugh, just saying that gave me acid reflux. So Brian finds her house, and let's just say the years have not been kind to Tracy.
Tracy Flanagan?
Oh my God, Brian Griffin, is that you?
The years weren't just unkind, they were her worst enemy.
Wow, you sure look different than the last time I saw you.
Yeah, haircut.
Maybe a few other things too, but yeah, definitely the haircut. But if you think that's a surprise, Tracy has one more for you.
Brian, this is Dylan. He's your son.
He's everyone's
No denying
son.
that.
Don't
He's
do
the
that.
spitting image of Brian, right
No.
down to Brian's iconic red hair and human features. But luckily, Stewie's asking the important questions.
How can you possibly have a 13-year-old son when you yourself are only 7?
Well, those are dog years.
Well, there you go. Let's move along and not think about that anymore. Brian wants nothing to do with the kid, but Lois thinks he should try to be in his son's life.
Raising a child is a very rewarding experience.
What about raising a future mainstay at the county jail? Because that's probably where Dylan's heading. But it looks like Brian may not have a choice.
My mom wanted me to give you this. Children is
To
awesome.
Brian from
Raising
Tracy.
someone else's
He's your
children
problem
is
now.
not. I'm
Well,
not,
he seems
nah.
just unstable enough to fit into the family nicely.
I hate you all! I didn't ask to be born! If I had a gun, I would kill you all!
Oh boy, the FBI is gonna love monitoring him. So Brian decides to lay some tough love down on Dylan.
I don't care that I'm your father, and you don't care that you're my son. We don't have anything in common.
Well, I wouldn't say anything.
My what? Your
Ah yes, nothing brings a father and son together like a little Bermuda grass.
I'm sorry I wasn't around when you were growing up.
Just don't.
And here come the Mary Jane-induced waterworks.
It wasn't my fault!
You weren't there for me!
Damn it, don't you think I wanted to be?
I know this scene's kind of played for laughs, but this is actually pretty touching. It's a pretty accurate portrayal of a father-son dynamic, which features the type of heart-to-heart that I'm sure a lot of people wish they could have with their dad.
I know I wasn't there for you, man, for all those years, but that's gonna change.
And Dylan does change quite a bit, looking more like an actual teenager rather than an extra from West Side Story.
I plan on being a real father to Dylan. And together, we are gonna turn his life around.
But of course, Brian takes this opportunity to become a high and mighty D-bag about the whole thing.
Until you have a child, you do not understand. Okay?
I think we might have pinpointed the exact moment Quagmire started hating Brian. Just look at the fire in his eyes. So Peter brings Tracy over to take Dylan back.
Now Dylan can go back with his mom, and you can stop acting like such a jack.
And to Brian's surprise, Dylan thinks he should go with her too.
I finally have a chance to transform my mom's life in the same way you transformed mine.
Hard to argue with that, Brian. It's time for your baby bird to leave the nest.
I'm gonna miss that boy.
Seeing Brian so sad but so proud is such a nice moment. But don't worry, you can still see him in later episodes since he appears in... oh, only one episode other than this? Gotta say, Brian, future you is making this whole thing a whole lot less sad. But what is sad is Peter coming to terms with his childhood abuse at the hands of his older sister. So it's Thanksgiving and the family gets a visit from Peter's sister Karen, who next to nobody knew existed. Probably for good reason.
Hey, Karen. Welcome to our...
Bring it in, PP!
Huh, so that's where Peter got that from. Everyone loves that Peter isn't the biggest, rudest griffin in the house anymore, except for Peter.
Oh, I'll punch him in the nuts.
Peter admits to Lois that Karen terrorized him their whole childhood, but she thinks he's making a big deal out of nothing. I don't know, did you hear the impact of that punch? Here it is again in case you missed it. I think I'll just start using that clip now every time Peter steps out of line.
Can't you just go out there and pretend to have a good time?
That might be hard to do when Karen took away the sacred Thanksgiving duty every man of the house must complete.
Okay, let's just carve the turkey.
Oh, and Karen already carved it.
She did? But that's my thing.
Geez, she might as well have cut off his chin while she's at it. Get it? Because his chin looks like... yeah, you get it. And Peter's manhood continues to get tested during a family-friendly game of football. Oh yeah, did I also forget to mention that Karen's a professional wrestler? It might not be a real sport, but Peter's eyes popping out of his head certainly makes it seem real.
You're a jerk, Karen!
What the hell was that?
Apparently Peter had a stutter as a kid, which would also make him pee his pants. Not sure how those two are connected, but look at the big man baby.
Oh.
Okay, now it's gotten weird. But Meg shows some sympathy for him. Turns out childhood trauma is something she knows a thing or two about.
And trust me, I know more about getting bullied than anyone.
You do? How?
Cue the montage. Ah, so the reason Peter treats Meg like crap is because Karen treated him like crap. Thanksgiving really is the holiday for bringing out generational trauma. So Meg suggests he stand up to his sister.
And maybe if you finally do, she'll stop terrorizing you and you won't have to take it out on me for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't be too sure, Meg. It'll be pretty hard for him to give up his favorite hobby. So apparently the place to settle family disputes is in the wrestling ring.
You ain't no champ. Not till you go through me.
Disguised as wrestler Maxie Patty, a great name by the way, Peter threatens to lay the smackdown on his sister. As an avid enjoyer of the art of pro wrestling, this looks like it's going to be what they call a squash match.
Ow! Damn it, Karen!
Karen? Peter, is that you?
Shh, call him by his wrestling name. This is like Lucha Libre, where if you call a luchador their real name, they're legally allowed to kill you. That could be a lie, but I'm going to choose to believe it. Anyway, Karen's about to kill Peter, but he's saved by a familiar-looking wrestler.
Say hello to Teen Laquifa.
Somehow that's the grossest name I've heard yet. Well done.
They couldn't stand by and watch you get hurt.
Wow. Thanks, Meg.
Peter admits that his parents never stood up for him, and the little wheels in his head spin enough to make him realize he's done the same to her.
I guess I was taking out all the pain I felt on you.
I understand. Better than anybody.
This is one of those rare, touching moments Peter and Meg have shared. Peter not only confronts his childhood trauma, but realizes the trickle-down effect it's had on Meg. Sure, he pretty much forgets this lesson, but for a brief moment in time, we can all believe Peter has the potential to be a better father. But Joe forgot all about being a father when he tried to check out early in life, twice. But before he does that, our story starts with Peter finding a missing boy and being hailed as a hero.
Wow. 20 years on the force and no one's ever clapped for me.
Yeah, being a cop can be a thankless job, but it's offset by you being able to run red lights and plant some of that devil's lettuce on people who didn't talk in the right tone to you.
Fact is, when I saved that boy, I wasn't thinking. I don't think. I just do.
Truer, more obvious words could not have been spoken, but Joe decides to take that lifestyle to heart to change his life around.
Hey, Chief, it's Watson. I quit.
Heck yeah, new Joe, new rules. And new Joe means no old bag.
You and I are done too.
What?
I'm leaving you. Woo! New Joe!
You know what? Props to Joe for being the heartbreaker for a change. And Joe would like to christen his new identity with a big move.
What would you guys think of a road trip?
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
I'd pass. Hours upon hours in the same small vehicle with nothing to do? This is why planes were invented. So the gang makes it to Niagara Falls, where Canadians and New Yorkers come to yell at one another across country lines.
Didn't I tell you guys it's the most magnificent place in the world, and the greatest place to end it all?
Oh, I guess he didn't tell them this is going to be his last trip ever. Wish he would have. This would have been a great trip for matching t-shirts.
Damn it!
Boy.
Joe? Joe, you're alive!
Yeah, he was a little short on that leap. Next time, really put your legs into... Oh, right, forgot. So Joe is claw machined back up, and I gotta say, he's really put a damper on the rest of this trip.
Joe, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you try to kill yourself?
What do you think? I'm worthless.
It turns out that Joe seeing Peter be hailed as a hero reminded him of all the things he couldn't do.
I'm a cop who can't save anyone. I'm a husband in a legless marriage. My whole life is a joke.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty depressing. Joe's a nice guy who's done a lot of good, so it sucks he has to feel that way. Maybe his good pals can find a reason for him to live.
You have a handsome face.
Well, he's got a good chin. I don't know about handsome.
See, doesn't that kind of encouragement just fill you with life and the will to live?
Where's Joe?
Joe, wait!
You know, I'd hate to say he's bad at everything, but maybe this big move isn't for him. So the guys take him on a cable car to try to cheer him up, and it actually seems to kind of work.
Hey, you mind opening that door? Get a little breeze in here?
And like a good friend, Peter does, and there he goes trying to jump again.
Peter, no!
But the sudden shift makes the cable car's wire snap, leaving Peter, Cleveland, and Quagmire dangling outside.
Hang on, guys!
But Joe's too late and the guys fall into the river. It's a good thing there's nothing they can fall off of, like a falls of some sort. Luckily for them, Joe makes it down to the water and manages to catch them.
Guys, grab onto my legs!
Got it.
Joe finally got to be the hero, and this near-death experience has given him the new lease on life he needed. Though it's mostly played out as a joke, Joe's drive to end it all is pretty disheartening to watch. But at least we can be glad that he's terrible at doing it, which gives us a happy ending. But a bittersweet ending can't be avoided when Quagmire decides to give up his only daughter and comes to regret it. So Quagmire opens his door to find a baby girl in a basket on his doorstep. Man, these subscription services are just getting weirder and weirder.
Glenn, this is your child. Next time, wear a condom, jerk.
Honestly, how is this the first time something like this has happened to him? He's got to be the modern-day Genghis Khan with how much he spread his giggity across the world. But who's to say if this really is his kid anyway?
Giggity?
Oh, I say that.
Well, that's legally binding proof.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't want a baby. Look, somebody's got to take this kid off my hands. I can't be a father.
I agree with him, mostly because the foster system sounds way better than the nightmares that go on in Quagmire's house. But it looks like he's stuck with her.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, if she's gonna be sticking around, she's gonna need a name.
I named her Anna Lee, but I'm probably just gonna call her Annal for short. That's funny. Thank you.
That's great. Just have a built-in reason to have your kid get bullied later in life. It's like naming your kid Michael Hawk. You just know everyone's gonna call him Mike. I'll give you a second to work that one out. But Quagmire isn't gonna let this little hiccup get in the way of his late-night degeneracy.
So, how long you been in beauty school?
2 months.
Well, tonight we're doing facials.
But Anna Lee just has to ruin the mood with her crying. She's making a lot of noise for someone not paying rent.
Oh, no wonder. You dropped your pacifier.
Please tell me that's a new one and not something Quagmire just had at his house already.
Damn kids kept me up every night for 2 weeks. Now where were we? Giggity, giggity.
Yeah, for this young lady's sake, this is probably for the best.
I've never had sex before, and I probably wouldn't have been much good at it.
Oh yeah, she definitely avoided a year of therapy there.
That's it. That kid is out of here.
So Quagmire asks if Peter and Lois would adopt her, but he instead gives them some good, friendly suggestions.
Have you considered abortion?
Peter, I think it's too late for that.
So if Peter won't adopt her and Quagmire won't leave her in a trash can somewhere, it looks like there's only one other option. You know, other than sucking it up and becoming a good father.
Once you give this child up to the adoption agency, you can no longer abort it.
Thank you for the clarification, Peter.
Her name's Anna Lee.
Oh, beautiful name. Let me take her from you.
But Quagmire actually shows some hesitation. In a brief, fleeting moment, Quagmire seems to actually believe he could be the dad she deserves. But we all know that's not going to happen.
She'll go to a good home, right?
Oh, yes.
To cheer him up, the guys take Quagmire to a strip club. And for some reason, half-naked women just can't stop reminding him of his infant daughter. You got issues, man.
No, that stripper has a rash on her ass, just like Anna Lee used to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mental hoops he has to jump through are questionable, but he does seem to show true regret over what he's done.
I abandoned my daughter. Why did I give away my only daughter?
And now he's crying in the strip club. Don't let the dancers see you like this, Glenn. Protect the minuscule amount of pride you have left. So Quagmire sneaks over to Anna Lee's foster home, and though he wants to get her back, he sees she's quite happy with her new normal family.
Almost like she belongs there. They look like a real family.
Not a hidden wall bed or tiger print thong in sight. Yeah, you made the right choice, Quagmire. Seeing Quagmire care about his child so much is quite touching. I just hope they don't run into each other in 18 years. And another weird parent-child relationship that had me tearing up involves Brian and his mom, who he tries to find after being torn away from her as a puppy. So we start with a little flashback and shut up, is that puppy Brian? He's so cute! And so well-spoken for his age.
Hey, does anyone here have thumbs?
Well, you do, Brian. After all, you were drawn with them. No ring finger though, so don't think about marriage. But before Brian knows it, he's being hauled away from his mom for good.
Mom, do something. Mom, help, Mom!
Dang, we really are traumatizing puppies on the daily, aren't we? So it turns out Brian's in therapy to get to the root of his problems. What's the diagnosis, Doc?
You have abandonment issues. You need to confront your mother and deal with this.
Not entirely buying it, Brian decides to volunteer to pick up STEWIE in Palm Springs to clear his mind. And probably ruin his liver on some hotel bar liquor. And he does exactly that, practically abandoning STEWIE at the airport.
I'm not drunk, alright? I just have a speech impediment.
That's what I tell cops too. Works at least 1 out of every 10 times, and the other 9 I don't remember. But when they return to their gate, Rupert has lost the bags. Typical Rupert move, man.
Our tickets were in the bags.
Then I guess you better start that 1,000+ mile walk back home. So the two spend a sensual night in a motel, but have to make a break for it when their credit cards declined.
We have to get the hell out of here! Motel manager, open up!
Thankfully, every motel bathroom has a window in it for such a situation.
We need some wheels.
So the duo goes from fraud to Grand Theft Auto, hitting the road while wanting to hit each other.
You left out the part where I made you smash your head on the windshield.
I don't recall.
Ditching the car, the two hitch a ride in the back of a truck, ending up in a very familiar place for Brian.
Don't you see? Fate's brought me back here for a reason. I have to find my mother and make peace with her.
Yeah, that truck was already heading that way. Good thing you hopped off of it. Well, get along, little doggy.
I say, walk slower, dog.
So somehow they're able to find the exact farm Brian was born on, and luckily that old farmer is still alive.
Which one were you again?
I was the one who could talk.
Brian, come on in.
So is Brian just a mutant or something? What kind of water do they got down there in Texas? Anyway, Brian wants to see his mother, but she apparently passed the year prior. Epiphanies never come when you need them to, do they?
Well, we love Biscuit so much, we wanted to keep her with us always. So we had her stuffed.
And not the good kind of stuffed either. I'll let you decide which is the good kind on your own.
You deserve better than this, Mom.
So Brian decides to lug the corpse of his dead mom with him to a park to give her a proper burial. Proper is being generous, it's just a hole in a field somewhere.
She was sturdy, all 4 legs the same length. Thanks, that's enough.
So in a bittersweet ending, Brian makes peace with his past by effectively burying it. He never got to say all the things he wanted to say to his mother, and yet he still managed to deal with his abandonment issues on a cross-country journey with his best pal. I hope we all get an experience like that. Maybe without the whole seeing your mother taxidermied thing. But I wish we all had a chance to save our lost loved ones, which Stewie manages to do by going back in time to save Brian from dying. So 2 episodes prior, Brian was killed off seemingly for good after being hit by a car.
I love you all.
Oh.
And yeah, that was sad and all, but we've talked about this episode plenty on this channel, so let's focus on some happier tears from the episode where Brian returns. So it's the first Christmas since Brian's passing, and despite all the cheer and whatnot, Stewie just can't find the holiday spirit.
What's wrong with you, Stews? You're next up to see the big guy himself, and you look like a piece of spaghetti on the street.
Oh yeah, and Vinny's here, gifting us with some classic Italian knowledge. Don't get too used to him.
So, what do you want for Christmas?
But Stewie realizes there's only one thing that's been on his mind this holiday.
You know what I want for Christmas? I want my friend back.
Well, better get to practicing necromancy, Santa.
I don't care about anything except Brian. I want Brian!
So Vinny tries to cheer Stewie up by acting like Brian. Gotta say, that's a spot-on impression.
Hey, whose leg do you got a gagoosh to get an amaretto di Serrano around here?
It's like looking in a time machine. Too bad Stewie had to go and destroy that.
I appreciate all this, Vinny, but there's only one Brian, and it's tough for me that he's gone.
So Vinny resorts to the classic parent trump card, buying a kid's love at the toy store.
Wait a minute, who is that?
That kid's stealing Stewie's classic winter fit. Actually, it's not just any kid.
That boy is me! Of course! It's me from the past!
So months ago, he used the time machine to buy a toy that wouldn't come out till Christmas. Finally, a realistic use of a baby's time machine.
The time machine return pad is in the backpack that other Stewie is wearing. I must get my hands on it, Vinny.
Luckily, Vinny's been hanging around Stewie enough to know how to distract him.
You ever do any modeling?
Well, not professionally, but I have thought about it.
Nothing to see here, folks. Just an adult dog soliciting a child to do some modeling.
No.
Kinda surprised that Stewie wanted to steal the return pad. I feel like saving Brian's life is something any past Stewie would probably agree to.
Now, all I've got to do is set the coordinates to the moment before Brian got killed, and I can save him!
But changing the past like that comes with a price. If Stewie saves Brian, then Stewie and Vinny will have never met.
Hey, I'm man's best friend, not some stupid baby's best friend, right?
And on that aggressively masculine note, Stewie and Vinny say goodbye. So Stewie returns to the magical time of a few seconds before Brian's killed.
Brian, look out!
Good save.
Stewie explains the situation, and Brian is eternally grateful, as most families would have just gotten another dog. Yeah, who would ever think of doing that?
Stewie, what's happening to you? I think my timeline is being erased.
Unrelated, but for some reason I feel like fading from existence would feel so cool. All your troubles just float away. It'd be like peeing yourself without any of the mess. That's a good analogy, right?
Hey, who are you talking to out here? A pretty awesome guy.
So Stewie himself may never know it, but he gave Brian the greatest gift of all, and this is something Brian will always appreciate. This episode really showed the deep love Stewie and Brian have for one another, and the fact that Brian cannot be replaced. Thanks for those 3 episodes, Vinny. We'll remember you fondly for a few minutes and then never again. But despite their love for one another, Brian's caused Stewie pain too, like when he killed Stewie's only other best friend, Rupert. So Stewie has a whole marathon of Fast and the Furious movies planned out, but Brian's excited about other aspects of their night.
Alright, let's get high.
Be honest, Brian, you'd be doing that regardless of whether or not there was a movie marathon. He seems like the guy that needs to light up before going to the mailbox.
By the way, don't tell Rupert about Paul Walker being D-E-A-D.
It's a good thing Rupert's illiterate and can't spell. I don't know what Stewie sees in him either. Rupert apparently also has a ton of questions because he and Stewie talk through the whole movie.
Are you gonna keep talking like this during the whole thing? What? I'm answering Rupert's questions.
So Brian decides to dip and head to the bar. So he's found his reasons to smoke and drink today, and it's only around 11 a.m.
Yeah, you're right. I bet he is on his period. Whatever that means.
Stewie taps out later in the night and leaves Rupert to watch the rest on his own, but when he returns in the morning, he finds Brian passed out on the couch.
Oh boy, you're hungover. How are you going to do nothing today?
But it looks like Brian also had a tasty late-night snack. Nothing hits better than the body of your friend's best friend.
No! Rupert! Rupert!
So Stewie wakes Brian up with a friendly beating to the face, and Brian admits it was an accident and offers to even the score.
How about you kill something I love?
How about I do that?
Whoa, okay, that's fine. That's fair.
I mean, what could Stewie kill of Brian's anyway? Shooting a tennis ball really doesn't have the same oomph. He'll just have to hurt him in other ways.
Twitter, unfollow. Instagram, unfollow. Snapchat, unfollow.
Ah, unfollow, the most feared words of any millennial, or any person as self-centered as Brian. So Stewie plans to head to Vermont to scatter Rupert's ashes, and Brian tries to tag along.
I don't care, I'm coming with you.
This poses kind of an interesting question. If you accidentally kill someone, do you go to their funeral? Do you dare look their friends and family in the eye? Is this too heavy of a question for a silly Family Guy video? Fire off in the comments. Anyway, when they reach the state park, Stewie tries to set out on his own, but Brian stays hot on his trail.
I swear to God, do not take one step further or I will hit you. That's it!
Well, he did warn him. The two punch around a bit, and it looks like Stewie won't be able to forgive Brian. So screw it, time to lay all the cards out on the table.
It wasn't an accident. I knew he wasn't a chew toy. I was sick of you talking to him all the time.
I guess this town wasn't big enough for two best friends, and Brian took it upon himself to make the decision for Stewie. Looks like that worked out well. As expected, Stewie tries to kill Brian and gets thrown off a cliff for his troubles.
I didn't want your help. Well, you need it, so it's happening.
Wow, I didn't know Brian was a Boy Scout. Too bad he can't fashion together an actual job. Boom! Suck it, you toy murderer!
You know, once we're done here, I'm never speaking to you again.
Well, how the hell was I supposed to know it was going to upset you so much?
Yeah, who would have thought that Stewie would be mad about the death of the one thing he's been attached to the hip to for his entire life that he talks to and has a weird, confusing marriage to? A true mystery.
Why is Rupert the one baby thing you're hanging on to? Why are you so upset over a doll when I'm real and I'm still here?
According to Stewie, it was because Rupert was going to be here forever, even after Brian passed. And when they finally reach the top, Brian realizes just how much Rupert meant to Stewie.
You do it. What? You give the eulogy. I'm too upset, I can't.
Dang, imagine giving a speech at the funeral of a guy you killed. This must be what being in the mob's like.
We wouldn't change a single moment. Except the end. Sorry about that.
And so, Brian and Stewie share a beautiful moment of sadness, forgiveness, and understanding on top of the mountain. Stewie says goodbye to his best friend while realizing he still has a friend in Brian to rely on. And to make matters even sweeter, Brian finds a Rupert replacement.
Rupert! You've come back to me!
And of course, they had to play a sappy song during all this, so now there are teardrops on the keyboard. It's just a nice moment, okay? Another nice moment comes when Brian sees how hard the family takes it when they find out he's dead. So Brian's off to a dinner held in his honor by the Rhode Island Society for Special Literary Excellence.
You remember the book I wrote, Faster Than the Speed of Love? They love the book so much, they want to give me their most prestigious award.
Please never be faster than the speed of love. I'm not gonna say what I hear.
Oh, you mean the book everyone hated, nobody bought, and is only 99 cents on Amazon? Is the dinner being hosted by the brain dead?
We're in that section right over there.
Hey, there he is! It's Brian Griffin!
Oh, now I feel bad. So when it says special literary excellence, yeah. Well, this celebration calls for some heavy drinking.
Lois was right. I'm not a writer. I'm a joke.
But as Brian responsibly drives himself home, he commits a teensy-weensy little bit of dog slaughter.
Oh my god!
Just has a few scratches on it. It'll be fine.
Okay, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Oh my god!
Nothing a little glue and staples can't fix. I bet Brian's fan club back there has all the tools in their craft box. So Brian buries the body in hopes of keeping it a secret, but no secret is safe from Stewie.
Brian killed a dog! This is fantastic!
Just play it cool, Brian. Take a puff, calm your nerves, and no one will suspect a thing.
So, did you hear all that noise last night? I swear to God, it sounded like somebody had an accident and—
Nope, no accidents here, though Brian might have one when he looks in the paper.
Oh my god.
Hey, it doesn't specify they need the dog back alive. Grab your shovel and maybe make a few bucks. And after enough time, Stewie manages to bully the truth out of Brian.
I killed one of my own kind, Stewie. How would you feel if you killed a baby?
Sounds like a regular weekend for him, and I bet he sleeps like a baby.
You might feel better if you just confess to what you've done.
So that's exactly what Brian does, even inviting Joe over so he can cuff him.
I committed a murder. Then I buried the body and even went out of my way to cover up the evidence.
Man, you're not even gonna lead the police on a wild goose chase? You are the lamest murderer. Of course, everyone takes this seriously until Brian clarifies the victim was a dog.
What?
Brian, it's a dog. That's not a crime.
I'd say the way he went about hiding it could probably earn him a fine, but Brian quickly realizes how little his life is valued compared to a human's.
I could blow your brains out and they'd throw me a parade.
What?
I'm just screwing around, Brian. Nobody cares.
Hard to believe Peter grabbing an officer's gun is a heftier crime than Brian killing a dog, but that's just the crazy world we live in. So Brian's demoralized that the world doesn't seem to value his life.
I just never realized how little meaning my life had. Stewie, my life isn't worth anything.
I guess that warrants a naked cry in the bath, but you're not even gonna turn the water on? Now that's weird. But luckily, Stewie has a little idea.
There was a fire at Quahog Liquor last night. No people were killed, but the burned body of a dog was found inside.
And somehow this totally legit fire didn't burn up the dog's collar. Put that product on Shark Tank.
What the hell happened?
Brian's dead!
Oh man, somebody better inform Brian of that upstairs.
Hey, come here. Got something you'll want to see.
And so Brian finds the family heartbroken over his apparent death, and their reactions are genuine tearjerkers.
My best friend in the whole world. And he's gone.
That's pretty.
Brian finally sees that his life does have meaning, even if it took another dog dying to realize it.
You burned down a liquor store and murdered a dog?
Well, Astray. Thank you.
Even if Brian doesn't care about animal lives the way he says he does, this is still a heartwarming reminder that you always matter to someone even when you think you don't. And hey, this was good prep for when he actually dies later on. But there was a time when Brian was ready to die, willing to give up both of his kidneys to save Peter's life. So when Peter's exhausted from not getting any sleep, he's introduced to the wonderful world of Red Bull, which has him dancing his rapid little heart out in a Madonna music video.
Hey, what's up, party people? What the hell are these things? Curtains or something? Boring!
Honestly, even though Peter's tweaked out of his mind, I bet Red Bull ended up selling a ton of products after this aired. Even though this kinda led to Peter killing a bunch of people. Well, I guess those people are angels now. Red Bull really does give you wings. But when Lois gets rid of all of his Red Bull, Peter decides to make his own. Looks like he takes the Flaming Moe approach and just uses whatever he can find.
Kerosene is fuel, Brian. Red Bull is fuel. Kerosene is Red Bull.
Yep, the numbers add up.
I'm afraid all the toxic chemicals your husband ingested from his homemade energy drink have caused total kidney failure.
So with no kidney donors on standby, Peter will have to be on dialysis for the foreseeable future.
Is there any other way?
Yes, there is.
No.
Aw, but doctors never get to use their guns. All that medical schooling for nothing. But Peter gets annoyed with constant treatment, so he decides to just skip a day. But that has him looking like he's from a longer-running, more award-winning show.
I feel great. Like I could go another 20 years or more.
Dope! Peter survives, but it's a close call. With no available kidneys at the moment, things aren't looking good.
Well, what about me?
In real life, that could never happen, but weirdly enough, pigs have the highest potential for human organ donation. Do with that info as you wish. After a quick test, Brian is confirmed a match. There's just one hang-up.
For the procedure to work, we would need to transplant 2.
But I only have 2.
Now, I'm no meteorologist, but I think you need at least 1 kidney to survive. So that means if they go through with it, Brian will die.
I'll do it. I'll give you my kidneys.
And Brian's okay with that. He believes Peter saved his life by adopting him and is willing to give up his life to save Peter's. Plus, Brian only has, a few years left? Not to say it's time for him to go, but he's lived a pretty full life in little time. So Brian decides to say his final goodbyes to the family.
Meg, you're so beautiful on the inside. But it's very important that you know your limitations.
Okay, don't let the door hit you on the way out, a-hole.
Can I hump your leg for 15 uninterrupted seconds?
I suppose so, Brian.
You know what? He's earned it. But Stewie tries to delay the inevitable by kidnapping Brian and making plans to live on the playground. In this economy, playground living's more for the upper middle class.
Come on, you can live without a dog, Stewie, but you can't live without a father.
Honestly, Brian has been more of a father figure for Stewie than Peter, but like we said, he only has maybe a few more years left anyhow.
I don't want to lose anybody. I don't want to lose anybody.
I know you're sad, but ew, clean yourself up, man. So the fateful day arrives and Dr. Hartman doesn't even have his shoes or gloves on. So unprofessional.
I found another donor for your husband.
You did? Oh!
Me.
Huh, I guess if you share the same voice actor, your kidneys must be compatible. Medicine's neat. Even though it didn't happen, this was still a heartfelt moment of Brian showing selflessness for a change. His willingness to give up his life for his best friend is truly touching, showing Brian really is man's best friend.
This was supposed to make me sad, but it just made me laugh a whole bunch. Either this guy's doing a terrible job or far too good of a job. I'll lean on the second one.
Here's every American Dad and Family Guy crossover in one video. First up is Meet the Quagmires. After hearing Glenn brag about all the girls he's been smashing, Peter feels left out, so he does something crazy. He links up with his old friend Death, and this fucker goes back in time just to make out with another chick.
Hey, where the hell is Lois?
Looks like she's coming out of Quagmire's house.
I'm gone for one night and you sleep with Quagmire?
What I do with my husband is none of your business.
Let's head upstairs and play hide and go anal.
By the end of the episode, it is so messed up that we get a little visitor.
Wow, Peter, that's an amazing story. And I'm touched that you went through so much trouble just to be with me. Obviously, I made the right choice when I married you.
And hey, let's just all be grateful that things are completely back to normal again. Who ate all the pecan sandies?
Quagmire is always trying to bang his friends' wives. He's tried to bang Lois on countless occasions. He tricked Joe into letting him bang Bonnie, and he even banged Cleveland's old wife Loretta. The doesn't even know Stan, but he still finds a way to creep on his wife. In the unbrave one, Francine falls for a fake pregnancy test. Stan tries telling her it's a scam, but she doesn't listen.
So, did you take the pregnancy test?
I did.
Am I going to be a father again?
I didn't have a home pregnancy test, so I had to take one online.
How do you take a pregnancy test over the computer?
I first took several pictures of my genitals, and then one of me peeing on a teddy bear, and sent them to the doctor.
I don't think that's real.
He's a legitimate doctor, Stan. That must be the result. Oh, Dr. Vadger says my lab work requires more information. He needs to see my boobs popping out of a cheerleading outfit. I know what you're thinking. What is the boob test going to tell him that the butthole test didn't? He's just being super careful.
There's only one man who'd put this much effort into some titty pics.
What's the butthole test? Never mind. Never mind.
And it's revealed during the episode's credits. Next up is April and Quahog, and this one is weird. When this episode was originally announced, this promo picture was released, teasing a crossover between Family Guy and American Dad. However, when the episode finally came out, the crossover was completely missing. It was later revealed by the episode director Greg Colton that it was cut due to time constraints. Now, supposedly, the deleted scene was reused for the season 11 episode Big Fat, but I don't know if this is accurate. In this episode, Peter goes missing for months and eventually turns into a wild animal. But at the very start of the episode, we get a dream sequence and we finally get the crossover originally advertised, or do we?
It was awfully nice of our new neighbors to invite us over for dinner.
Hello, neighbors.
Joe, you can walk.
I'm Stan Smith. Please come in.
Oh, I'm so glad everyone could make it.
The hell kind of dog is that? I was gonna ask the same thing.
That's our alien Roger. He lives in our attic, but nobody can know.
Hello? Oh, hey, Quagmire. Hey, you're not gonna believe this. I'm over here with Joe, and he's got a space alien.
You're having a nightmare.
This was the promo picture shown for April and Quahog, but if we fast forward through the scene from Big Fat, it's completely missing. I did find the real crossover scene though, and it is 10,000 times better than what we got.
You know, it's really cool to have another girl my age in the neighborhood.
Shut up, Meg.
She knows my name!
Little heads up about the neighbor, Quagmire. That guy'll have sex with anything. So, tape up your fish holes.
Thanks for the tip.
Do you pee in that water and then swim in it?
Yeah.
You're all right.
If you had my boobs and I saw you from behind, I would think you were hot.
Thanks.
And now is when you say the same to me.
Wait a minute. Francine? From the Depeche Mode tour, 1984?
Oh my God, Lois?
You two know each other?
No, we don't know each other. You've ruined me for all men.
In the season 13 episode Fighting Irish, we're introduced to Quagfest.
Quagfest is a bigger deal than I thought. Here's a simulation of what it's like to have sex with Quagmire.
Hi. Bye.
These are all of Quagmire's women organized by country. There's Brazil and there's Thailand. Wow, they're young. We should go.
Well, that entire scene is referenced in the American Dad episode Fight and Flight.
Go above and beyond. Really dazzle your teacher. I could help you out.
Roger, do you care
I
if...
never cared, Steve. This is a really hard one. Nope. Gotcha.
It's really quick, but pretty fucking cool. We get a similar Easter egg in A Song of Knives and Fire. Francine is tweaking out, lighting houses on fire, and we see something familiar.
Francine! you doing here?
I'm gonna rapid fire these next 3 sections just because they're references. The episode Excellence in Broadcasting gets pretty political, so you know Stan Smith has to pop up. Stan has always been presented as a dedicated Republican, while Brian Griffin has always been written as a Democrat. But this changes when Brian gets his ass saved by Rush Limbaugh.
Wow, thanks, Rush.
It was nothing.
After some thought, Brian converts to the other side, and a certain American dad is very pleased with Brian's decision.
4 pages. Done. Moving on.
I know my staplers by sound and by weight.
Ha! Look at John Krasinski look at the camera. He can't believe this guy.
Bruh. Still don't know what a Rush Limbaugh is.
Rush Limbaugh was right all along. Conservative republicanism is the answer.
Good. Good for Brian.
That last cameo is going to make this next crossover extra funny. In the American Dad episode, The People vs. Martin Sugar, I guess Stan is still proud of Brian, as he lists him as his ¡1 favorite dog.
I fought the law and the law won. Nice try, guys, but I always keep a handcuff key up my bum. Ta-da! How could you do this to me, Stan?
I just had to take a bite out of crime. You know who said that? McGruff the Crime Dog. My number 4 favorite fictitious dog of all time. Let's run through the whole top 10. 3, Old Yeller. 2, Lassie. And the number 1 dog on my fictitious dog list is Brian Griffin. Do I know you? Stop pretending I don't exist!
I fucking love this next one. In Foreign Affairs, Lois and Bonnie go on a little trip. And if you're a true Family Guy fan, you already know what this thought is up to.
Company? What do you... Oh, my God.
I just needed a change from Joe.
Bonjour.
Lois, this is Francois.
Oh, you're serious.
While she complains to Lois about Joe, she sets up for another hilarious American Dad reference.
Bonnie, this is insanity.
Lois, I'm just having fun.
No marriage is perfect, but Joe's the man you gave your life to.
It's just that sometimes I feel like I don't even know Joe anymore. It's like I've become a different person, and so has he.
Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning, USA.
Good morning, USA.
In No Giggity No Doubt, Quagmire gets whipped on a new girl named Courtney. However, there's only one problem. Turns out, Courtney is Quagmire's long-lost daughter.
Oh, giggity.
To everyone's surprise, Quagmire actually steps up. Who would have ever thought that the same dude keeping multiple Asian women captive could ever be a good father? Well, to commemorate their relationship, they plan a father-daughter camping trip. Peter and Meg are invited, and through Peter's disgust, we get a shit ton of cameos from both American Dad and The Cleveland Show.
I just checked the weather, and it looks like sunny skies all weekend.
You guys have big plans?
Yeah, we're going camping. Hey, you and Meg should come with us, Peter.
Yeah, let's go, Dad.
You know who you should take instead of me? Stewie, or Chris, or Brian. Carter Pewterschmidt, Babs Pewterschmidt, Bonnie, Joe, the Ostrich, Al Harrington, John Travolta from one of our cutaways, all of our characters as Star Wars characters. Me? Ah, damn it!
I heard my name, too. I'm in. I'll drive, buy snacks. Everyone else is out here, too.
Oh my God! It's literally everyone.
Next up is the American Dad episode, Return of the Bling. If you really think about it, Brian and Klaus are counterparts to one another. I don't know how Brian would feel being compared to a fucking fish, but I'm sure Klaus would appreciate the comparison. Turns out, Klaus is a big fan of Brian.
Dad, check it out! I got a B+ on my essay about my personal hero, Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Hey!
That's not a hero, Steve. Heroes have got to be real people.
I'm ready to pretend I'm going to school if someone wants to pretend to see my bus outside.
In the movement, Peter becomes a baseball coach. Like most coaches, he's tasked with trading players, and eventually, Peter does this.
Morning, team.
Peter, do you really have to wear those in the house?
Yes, I do.
Peter, you want some eggs?
I actually brought my own breakfast today, thank you.
Oh, gross! What the hell, Dad?
Can I see you in my office, please? Hey, thanks for coming. Take a seat. This is really the toughest part of the business, isn't it?
Oh my God, are you trading me?
Here's the thing. We're sending you down to American Dad.
No!
Well, they're not excited about it either. I guess I could call the Orville.
I'll do American Dad.
From here, the episode resumes. But later in the episode, we get to see how the trade is going. Meg is definitely going to fit in with the Smiths, right?
I kind of miss Meg.
I hear she's doing great.
Good morning, USA. Ba-da-ba-da-ba stands the dad and the alien's gay.
Hey, Shut up, Meg.
So it's just gonna be the same?
Yep.
Yeah.
In Boopity Boppity, Peter gets tricked into a trip to Italy, and while cycling through the channels, something weird happens to Stewie.
Can't believe you tricked me into going to Italy.
It might be good for you and me, too. It's the most romantic country in the whole world.
We now return to Italian Star Trek.
Peter, the kids are going to the Italian circus, so I thought it might be romantic if we watched the sunset from St. Peter's Basilica.
Stupid remote's not doing anything.
Stop what you're doing!
You know, I'm really getting tired of you being such a complete stick in the mud.
Is that some kind of gay slur?
Remember when The Simpsons and Family Guy had a crossover? Well, here's a fucking crossover within a crossover.
And remember, kids, TV violence is fine as long as you don't show a nipple.
That's so true. That's how they got Janet Jackson.
Perfect. The Earthlings are destroying themselves.
Yeah, it's really great, isn't it, guys? We went to summer camp together.
Who remembers Barry? If you're an American Dad nerd like me, you know that he's one of Steve's best friends. He's the chubby kid out of the group, which makes this random cameo extra funny. You need the context, though, for it to really hit. In the Family Guy episode Killer Queen, Chris nearly dies due to his weight. So Peter and Lois do what any good parents would do, and ship him off to Camp Fresh Start, a camp specifically for fat kids.
Hi, welcome to Camp Fresh Start.
Yeah, our son's gross, so here we are. The name's Griffin.
We have you staying in the broccoli cabin.
I don't want to stay. Please.
Your mother's right. This will be good for you.
Well, how come you don't have to go? You're fatter than I am.
Good question, Peter.
What are you talking about?
Well, you're the one who entered him in that hot dog eating contest, unless you don't think you could handle it.
Oh, yeah?
Word.
Well, I think I can.
Chris fucking hates this place, but that's not our problem, bro. We're here for cameos, and eventually, Chris and Peter run into Barry.
And then he went into the kitchen, slowly opened the refrigerator, and it was empty. Weak with hunger, raced from the refrigerator to the counter to look for a delivery menu, but all he could find was one for a vegan place. Salad!
In case you missed it, this kid right here is the same Barry from American Dad.
That really is scary. Salad on a field trip?
He may just look like a generic Family Guy chubby kid reusing Barry's design, but we know it's Barry due to this scene.
Thank you for sharing, Leonard. Is there someone else who has a story they'd like to share?
This one time I was on a city bus, and the guy next to me was eating a bucket of fried chicken.
Ooh. Yum.
And the smell was getting to me. I just dug in and started stuffing that chicken into my mouth.
Oh.
Embarrassing.
It wasn't fried chicken. It was a baby! It was a baby!
Did you use seasoning salt?
That was 100% Barry's voice, and his voice actor, Eddie Thomas, is even credited as a guest actor on this episode. Barry pops up one more time near the end of the episode.
What are we doing?
I saw a forest like this in a book one time, and I know there's a gingerbread house out here somewhere.
I'm so hungry I could eat this dead camper.
Holy crap!
Clearly don't have all the evidence yet. But we do know one thing. This kid was murdered. It looks like there are signs of trauma around the throat. Somebody strangled this fat kid.
Well, there's only one person I know who likes to strangle fat guys. Patrick Pewterschmidt, my brother-in-law. People call him the Fat Guy Strangler.
In the episode The Worst Stand, both Stewie and Brian cross over into American Dad. In this weird episode, Roger wants to show off his sexy new shorts, so this fucker flies all the way to Miami.
Roger, I've seen you in shorts. You look terrible in them. Remember? I told you not to wear shorts.
I see my beauty has caused you to be quiet mid-sentence.
How is that even possible?
Now I need to think of a perfect venue to debut my new shorts.
What if you wear them up in the club?
In Miami?
Welcome to Miami. Enjoy your stay.
And now, Phase 3, to enroll at Florida State University.
How did a baby and a dog get on a flight to Miami?
Guess they're not as interested in reality as we are.
This next one isn't necessarily a cameo or a crossover, but more of a reference. It's from the episode The Man with Two Brians. Here's a little teeny tiny context though. Basically, Peter nearly drowns, and when Brian fails to rescue him, Peter gets a new younger dog.
My word, what a gorgeous way to wake up.
I hope you don't mind. I figured this might be a more gentle way to start off the day. I'll start up again in 9 minutes.
From here, there are a bunch of jokes poking fun at Brian being old, but Stewie cracks one in particular that sets up for another reference to American Dad.
Hey, Brian, I went out for a run this morning and I found this stick.
Wow, thanks a lot. Well, I wasn't sure about this new dog thing at first, but I gotta tell you, he's a really terrific guy.
You have no idea what's going on here. He's your replacement. You're getting old, Brian, and they know it. You're no longer the cover girl. You're Carol Alt.
So I'm through listening to you.
Carol, come in here. They're saying your name on the Family Man.
That's hilarious, new Brian. Now do your impression of Punky Brewster's father.
Punky.
Hi, I'm Carol Alt for Polygrip.
They did it again!
Who?
The Family Man!
Is that the one with the fish?
No, that's American Boy!
Next up is the season 6 episode Lois Kills Stewie. And trust me, I know this whole episode technically isn't real. It's all a simulation as revealed at the end of the episode. However, the crossover still counts. I guess it isn't canon, but who the fuck cares? This is friggin' Family Guy, dude. Like most early Family Guy episodes, Stewie is absolutely committed to taking over the world and eventually drags Brian into it, forcing the dude to sneak into the CIA with him.
What do you want your alias to be?
Willem Dafoe.
No, not that one. I used to have a Willem Dafoe living under my bed.
Hey, you asleep yet?
No.
As you can probably guess, Brian and Stewie eventually run into two familiar faces. I mean, they're at the fucking CIA, so it's pretty obvious who might show up.
According to my schematics, it should be right in here.
Hello, gentlemen. Great day to be protecting freedom, wouldn't you say?
Hello, Smith. How are you today?
Fine, sir. What's new?
Do you know what I heard this morning? Apparently, Rob Schneider goes down to Home Depot
and pays the migrant workers to come home and choke him while he masturbates in the shower. Yeah, he's been doing that for years.
Fun fact, that last scene wasn't originally in the episode. After the duo sneaks off, Stewie is seconds away from accomplishing his mission, but Stan and Bullock pull up on him again, and this time they're strapped the fuck up.
My plan for world domination is about to come to fruition.
Stewie, for God's sake, they know we're here. What are you trying to do?
This terminal will allow me to take command of the satellites which control the world's power grid. Go away, you paperclip! No one likes you!
Open up in there, or we're breaking down the door.
I love you, Katie.
I love you too, Tom. Oh my God! I'm free!
Oh!
You know how Republican Stan is, right? This motherfucker will actually shoot you. However, Stewie is also locked and loaded, and he also has the high ground.
I have the high ground!
We interrupt this program to bring you a special message from the new president of the world.
Greetings, loyal minions.
Stewie?
Like I said earlier, in the end, this entire episode is revealed to have been fake. It was all a simulation, but it's still fucking sick to see American Dad characters in Family Guy. In season 16, send in Stewie, please. Stewie and his therapist really get into it.
Send in Stewie, please.
Oh, I can go in now? Oh, fantastic. He's ready. Marvelous. So, is that me over there?
If you like.
I saw the kid who has cancer leave. That must have been fun.
This kid is fucking tweaking, and by the middle point of the episode, Stewie has a complete meltdown. At one point, he begins imitating all of Seth MacFarlane's voices, including Roger.
This isn't even how I really talk. This is how I talk. The accent is nothing more than an affectation. Wow. What a relief.
What do you mean by that?
This is my real voice.
I don't hear a difference.
How about now? You freaking hear that?
What about now? Sound different? Giggity?
What about now? Coming up now, this voice.
Ahoy, it's me.
And I'm a gay alien.
And regarding Carter, Peter learned some interesting news about his favorite spin-off.
Guns create problems, but they solve them too.
And you know who else has a gun? Stan Smith. Take it away, Stan.
Peter, that show's not on after us anymore.
What is on? Something as or more successful?
One more reference, and we'll get back to the actual cameos. In The Fat Man Always Rings Twice, we find out American Dad has been renewed for another season.
My cop friend told me to stay away from the case, but then I got the call I'd been dreading. Hello? American Dad's been picked up for 3 more seasons? God, when do I get a weekend? Then I got another call. They found Sister Megan.
I'm sure you missed this little reference in Beyond the Alcove. In this American Dad episode, we see Steve browsing YouTube on this computer.
Why is everyone obsessed with Klaus?
He's just likable, I guess. Have you heard him rap? He's pretty good.
But you are what you eat. So I'm a vagina. That means I eat but I
The guy's an urban poet.
And 7
Since I started this channel, I've been dying to talk about this next episode, Blue Harvest. It's pretty much Family Guy's take on A New Hope, with multiple characters from the show portraying the original film's cast. Chris plays Luke Skywalker, Peter plays Han Solo, Lois plays Princess Leia, and so on. The episode plays out exactly like the original movie, with Chris meeting Obi-Wan and eventually arriving at the famous cantina. This is where we can find another crossover with American Dad, but pay attention because it's quick.
Sorry, sir. Private party tonight.
I'm a friend of Dave Navarro's.
You're a friend of Dave Navarro's.
I seem like a cool dude.
You seem like a cool dude.
Move along.
Move along.
He doesn't like you. Sorry. I don't like you either. You don't even know me. That's fair. I'm Pignose, and this is my brother-in-law, Scott.
I'm up after the band.
In case you missed it, Roger makes a little cameo as Chris walks in. He's right here talking to this alien dude. Also, fun fact, Bender from Futurama is hiding right over here. There are also a few other characters from other adult cartoons, but I'll let you guys find them on your own. If you already know who though, drop a comment. Next up is Season 9's It's a Trap, which parodies another Star Wars film. Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. At the beginning of the real film, we're introduced to Moff Jerjerrod, one of Darth Vader's henchmen, so we get a similar scene in this episode.
That was absolute hell. We're in a galaxy far, far away, and we still have to change in Atlanta.
Hi, Darth. Remember how last time they skimmed along a trench and then blew it up by shooting through a hole? Well, now there's no trench.
Is there a hole?
Yes.
Well, if I were you, I'd repair that hole before the Emperor arrives.
The Emperor?
He loves this place. I was there when he came up with the idea for the Death Star.
Hey, Darth.
Yeah, what?
That's what.
What? It's a circle. It's
like
a
a
good
condom.
circle, I'll give you that.
No. Space station.
What? No way.
It is.
Of course, Roger has to play this character, right? It's fucking perfect casting. Fun fact, this is his only scene. In the real film, there are a bunch of other scenes with the character Roger is portraying, but Roger doesn't show up again at all. Eventually, though, we're introduced to another American Dad character, and the casting is once again perfect.
Me first.
I'd like to thank you all for meeting me here in the lobby of the Mondrian. The Emperor has made a critical error, and the time for our attack has come. The new Death Star is not yet operational. More importantly, the Emperor himself is overseeing this mission. Many Bothans died to bring us this information. Admiral Akbar, if you will.
It's a trap! Just kidding. We'll get there later. So, let's pretty much just attack like we did last time. Everybody clear?
Am I the only one with the gold star on your uniform?
It's just for record keeping. Okay, let's go for it, people.
Admiral, we've got enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap!
Also, whose cat? Someone get your cat.
This was smart as fuck from Seth MacFarlane. Including both Roger and Klaus was a subtle but perfect little advertisement for American Dad. Anyways, everything is set for the rebels to attack, and Klaus playing the iconic Admiral Akbar makes his move.
Alright, stand by to jump to light speed, destroy the Death Star, and then begin setting up the Ewok reassignment camp.
I hate that stupid fish man.
I say when we're done with this, we go over there and fry him up in a skillet.
Deep fried Klaus would probably be delicious, especially if Rollo got fucking Donna to cook it. That shit would be finger licking good. Anyway, I'm a fucking nerd, so here's another fun fact. Our boy Stan was also planned to appear in this episode.
Oh God, watch yourself, Wedge. Dear God and baby Jesus, be careful.
Don't you tell me what to do.
It's really cool to be able to watch all the episodes of cartoons and get to see all the scenes that I never got to see, because I'm realizing I've missed out on a ton of American Dad, a ton of Family Guy, and a ton of South Park.
These are 10 times Lois was a terrible mother, starting with the time she got arrested after convincing Meg to flash everyone during her spring break in a fish out of water. Okay, so Meg's bummed that she has no plans for spring break, making her the lamest kid in school. Like she didn't already hold that title.
How about you and I have our own little spring break?
Spring break with your mom? I thought the goal was to not look lame. But whatever, Meg doesn't have any other options. So the girls pack up their stuff and hit the road.
See you in a few days.
Not if I strangle myself with a seaweed wrap and die.
That's the kind of adoring personality that probably left you with no plans to begin with, Meg. But not even a poop bath can lift her spirits. Yeah, I know it's mud, but mud is the poop of the earth. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Hey, how about some TV?
This is MTV and we're rocking it spring break!
Is everyone but Meg partying it up right now?
For CNN, I'm Bernard Shaw. Keeping it real and kicking ass at spring break!
Imagine having less fun than CNN. couldn't be me. Of course, Meg has to be a party pooper and makes them leave the spa early.
Look, I just want to go home and spend the next 3 days in solitary confinement where I belong.
Oh, what a tortured and misunderstood teen you are. And I can say that because I was the same way. Becoming an adult means looking back at your younger self and wanting to slap him upside the head at least 20 times. Luckily, Lois has different plans.
Mom, what the hell are we doing here?
This is where you wanted to be, right, honey?
Yeah, but not with you.
I don't know how to tell you this, Meg, but you're the embarrassing one here.
Like the kids say, up your nose with a rubber hose.
You could put $1 million on the line and I could not tell you what that means. Meg's still being a stick in the mud, but that's not gonna stop Lois.
I've been waiting out here for hours.
So?
I think Lois was supposed to be finding a way to get Meg into the bar, but you can't say no to dancing and beer pong, you know how it is. Well, I guess you don't know, Meg.
Oh, you know what? You need to learn how to loosen up a little, toots.
I kinda agree, but I would also be seething if I was left on the curb for hours. One validation point to Meg. Since Meg still seems dead set on being a bummer the whole trip, Lois forces her to live a little.
Lois, Lois, Lois,
Meg,
Finally, she's learning to loosen up a little. Too loose.
All right, everybody, this party's over.
Thank God you guys got here. People were finally having fun. Looks like they'll be spending the rest of spring break in the slammer, but luckily Lois has a few tricks up her sleeve.
Now, Meg, if you're gonna grab a hold of life, you've gotta expect to get your hands dirty once in a while.
Now that's a mom. Who better to teach you how to break the law? Also, I don't think backseat doors in a police car open from the inside, but I'll let it slide. Though she made it right in the end, Lois did fumble a bit with abandoning Meg and pressuring her into getting a little too wild. This is pretty mild compared to what else she's done, but this was an early example of her crazy side, and I thought it was worth showing. And speaking of crazy, Lois had a full psychotic break leading to her getting a tranquilizer dart in the butt and a very special Family Guy freaking Christmas. So it's Christmas in Quahog, and Lois is really feeling the holiday spirit.
Every year I look up at that star and I think of all the joy and wonder that Christmas promises.
Like cold weather, consumerism, excessive drinking. Speaking of which...
Hey, I'm on vacation! Happy birthday, Jesus!
But the bigger problem is it's Christmas Eve and the family doesn't have a tree yet.
Well, if you get us a tree, I'll make sure Santa brings you a new VCR.
Oh boy, another old thing to explain. VCRs are like Blu-ray players, but older and even older than DVD players, which came before Blu-ray. Do you guys even know what DVD players are? Look, just go ask your parents.
Here's a tree. Merry Christmas to all, and to all shut the hell up.
But before Peter can relax, Lois still has more Christmas duties for him to do.
Just one more thing.
Lois?
I need you to take the presents out of the trunk.
Easy peasy, so why aren't you doing it?
I dropped them all off at Toys for Toddlers last night.
A sexy innuendo.
Peter, only one gift was for charity.
Well, some family's about to have a very nice Christmas. Isn't that what the holiday's all about? Then again, if my family ever did that, I'd be so unimaginably peeved that I would throw the tree in the fire.
You gave away all the presents?
Despite that purposefully misleading tone, Lois is actually pleasantly content with Peter's good deed. Even though it was done out of stupidity, she doesn't need to know that.
Well, I am a little irritated that I have to do all the shopping again, but at least some good came out of it.
Oh yeah, those mental cracks are forming as we speak.
Peter, I just want this family to have a perfect Christmas, and I need a little help, okay?
But while the family's out shopping, Brian has a little trouble at home with keeping the place from burning down. You'd think that'd be a pretty easy thing to do, but not in the Griffin house.
Damn it, Peter!
What's even the practicality of a toy like that? Are you ever using a fire extinguisher when lives aren't on the line? Thankfully, he finds a real one and turns the house into a winter wonderland. How festive of you, Brian.
Turkey.
Quick, try something else. Good idea. Maybe a commercial will come on explaining what to do. When the Griffins come home, they find their dinner and their home ruined.
What the hell did you do?
Me? Who the hell buys a novelty fire extinguisher?
Before they can have it out, Lois jumps in and reminds them about the true spirit of the season, family.
Okay, so a couple of things have gone wrong, but we can still have a great Christmas.
Honestly, that's so inspiring. Lois always puts on a brave face when challenged. Despite everything, she kept her cool and never freaked.
We're out of paper towels.
No paper towels.
I mean, you could probably just use a rag or...
Shut your fat
mouth.
Okay, jeez.
You can all ride a one-horse open sleigh to hell.
Honestly, it's hard to be mad. She lasted a lot longer than I would have. So Lois goes on a holly jolly rampage, pushing people off bridges and decapitating snowmen.
Merry Christmas.
Easy, lady. You want some of this?
Threatening to punch people is one of those old Christmas traditions I wish we'd bring back. But Lois won't rest until she's destroyed everything Christmas in town.
Must kill Star.
Luckily, the family arrives just in time to see her go
I don't remember any of this. This dude gonna have to cite his sources or something.
full King Kong on the town tree.
Hi, Lois. Hey, do we look like ants down here?
Bite me!
The only way to get through to her seems to be a message from Jesus himself, but he hasn't been introduced yet, so Stewie will have to do.
And so we unselfishly think of others, assured that our good behavior will be rewarded.
Stewie's speech actually seems to be getting through to her, but just to be safe.
Okay, boys, take it down.
Oh! Okay, boys, take it
And
down.
so Lois spends the holiday tranquilized, which all moms probably deserve to give them a break. Even still, her blaming the whole family for Christmas being ruined was pretty unfair, mostly because everyone was trying their best. But Lois is used to being unfair, like when she punished Chris and Stewie for vaping despite her own addiction problem and dead dog walking. So Chris is stuck babysitting Stewie but gets paged about a party that night.
You have a pager?
Yeah.
You get paged?
Yeah, that's how a pager works.
I'm not even old enough to fondly remember pagers. Yeah, they're that old. So the bros roll up to a high school rager filled with loud music, beer funnels, and drunk driving accidents.
I'm in firm belief that every parent follows the creed of do as I say, not as I do.
It's just waiting to happen.
Hey, Jagger, can you help out at the soup kitchen tomorrow at noon?
Sure, I should be alive then.
R.I.P. Jagger, we hardly knew ya. Stewie eventually comes across the hottest trend amongst the youths, vaping. Youths? Forget pagers, I sound like I'm old enough to remember carrier pigeons.
Smoking is for losers. Vaping is for douchebags.
Aw, I want to be a douchebag.
You'll get there one day, Stewie. It's in your family's blood after all. But that doesn't stop Stewie from taking his first hit. Looks like he's speedrunning how young he can develop lung cancer. But if you're gonna be a vaping douchebag, you'll need to be a discreet vaping douche, something Stewie has yet to master.
Stewie, if Mom and Dad see you with that thing, they'll kill me. Get rid of it.
No way, it's awesome.
But look at the cool smoke ring tricks or the fact that they're fruit flavored. Clearly these are for children.
This flavor is baby formula.
Ugh, it's disgusting. Can I get a hit of that?
Yummy.
But when Lois comes into Stewie's room to steal money, she catches Stewie with a vape in hand. I'm sorry, can we come back to the stealing money part?
I'd rather baby food than baby formula.
Chris Griffin, you get it in here.
Nope, just gonna move past it? Cool.
What is this?
Robot penis?
Oh, well that's perfectly fine to be in a baby's hands, isn't it?
You are too young to be
Maybe
doing
it
this,
is, and
and if
he's
that's
just
not
too
bad
dumb
enough,
to
you leave it
hide
out
it.
for Stewie to get his hands on it.
Okay, but maybe let Stewie get a little puff before he starts tweaking. He really needs that thing they say is non-addictive.
She has my vaporizer. You have to get it back.
That's your problem.
But baby needs vapey, so the two get into a big fight over Chris's vape pen until they finally kiss it out like brothers. I knew getting the vape juice that turns you gay would have this effect.
It's possible we've taken this too far.
I'll just go down and get yours back.
So Chris interrupts Lois's lawn watering to try to explain himself, but he takes a bit too long.
Greg?
Oh, damn it, Chris. Why do your lies have to take so damn long?
Yeah, kinda hard to be on the moral high ground when you're sneaking cigarettes. Vaping's bad, but
Why do
cigarettes
your lies
are
have
much
to take
worse.
so long?
But dang, does someone look infinitely cooler while holding a cigarette. You get 1 point, Cancer Sticks.
Vaping is just as bad, and you look like a douchebag.
No, I don't. I look cool.
Care to put that to the
it's
test?
the same thing.
Oh my god, I'm a douchebag!
Well, at least his secret is safe with her and her 7 Instagram followers. Lois is in the right to try to stop her children from developing bad habits, but as a mother, she should still be trying to lead by example. But she doesn't think so, proven so when she forced her kids to go to a Christian camp and catfight. So Lois is worried about Meg and Chris's behavior after they got caught cheating at school and decides to teach them some morals.
Now with the kids showing a complete lack of morals, well, we may all need to go to Christian family camp.
Oh boy, nothing sells you on a religion like an overly preppy summer camp. So Lois and the kids arrive at Sunrise Woods Bible Camp. Hopefully no relation to James Woods. Becoming a born-again Christian didn't exactly turn out too well for him last time.
Why are all these trees bunched together?
Those are woods, Chris.
Don't mind him, he's still getting used to seeing something that doesn't have 4 walls. The camp seems okay for the most part. Painting Jesus seems fun enough. That is, if you don't have a stickler breathing down your neck.
A little dark on the hair there. Let's lighten it up. Lighten it up. Eyes should be blue.
It's called Expressionism? God, read an art book sometime, lady.
I'd like to move on to having you all sign your contracts with God.
Is this like a prenup thing? Does that mean if I outlive him, I inherit the earth? I think I could do it. I'm feeling nice and spry. Ah, my back.
It's a written commitment to forego all alcohol, drugs, and self-pleasure.
Give up all that to have a relationship with the creator of all we know? I don't know, I think I like beer too much. Anyways, who's up for some fully clothed swimming? Or as the Christians call it, baptism.
Chris, stop relieving yourself. You've got those pea eyes.
Oh, he's gonna regret that.
Brother Chris.
Do it again.
Okay, I'm convinced. Chris absolutely needs some Jesus. But after that, it looks like even Lois has had enough.
Everyone clear on the plan?
Yep, Meg and I switch faces like in the movie Face Off?
No.
Oh.
Actually, the plan is a little bit of prayer and a little bit of Grand Theft Auto.
I wonder if I could perhaps say grace tonight.
Oh, that'd be lovely, Lois.
But while everyone else is talking to God, Lois is shaming him by stealing the camp counselor's car keys.
And the first one to open their eyes is gay.
So that's how that works. Lois is relieved to leave that camp behind. It was your idea from the start, but whatever.
It seemed like Chris enjoyed himself there.
Well, Meg, you know Chris is a little bit dumb.
Okay, you don't really need to dunk on your son like that.
So religion isn't gonna be for people like you and me. It's basically for stupid people like Chris.
Whoa. You were the one who wanted to instill good Christian morals in your kids, but you don't even believe in any of that stuff?
You're a monster.
Yeah, no kidding. It's one thing to not believe in a religion, but to push it on your children while you don't really believe in it because you think they're stupid is incredibly crappy. Especially considering everyone in the family has met Jesus multiple times. Heck, Lois even almost slept with him. But when she's not manipulating her kids, she's literally abandoning them, like when she and Peter ditched them to live lives as millennial parents. So while at a preschool parent-teacher night, Peter and Lois accidentally get mistaken for young parents.
Yeah, new parents like us have to stick together.
Yes, we do, because we're very young.
Something tells me this simple compliment is going to be a whole new personality for them, huh?
This is our chance! Our chance to break away from the Joes and Bonnies of the world.
Geez, what did they ever do to you? Surely they're less volatile than the Peter and Loises of the world. So the two old heads try their hand at hanging out with the younger couple, and Peter wants to keep the night going.
Well, I got an idea. You mind if I use your bathroom to do number 2?
Easy, Peter. Can't get too crazy on a work night. Soon you'll be asking to go number 3. Lois is blown away by the life of renting a halfway decent apartment.
Well, there's an open unit if you guys are interested.
Well, they don't really...
Hello? Goddamn Nuke's top 5 videos.
Really make 4-bedroom apartments. Sorry, Chris and Meg, sounds like you're not making the cut. So they stock the fridge full of food and make up some story about a dying uncle, grandpa, or whatever.
Uncle? I thought you said...
Helicopter parents, let's go, Lois.
So that's what a helicopter parent means. Sounds awesome, I want to be one. The parents move in and immediately adapt to their new millennial lifestyle.
This is it, Peter. We're gonna vape.
Well, she was quick to forget that vaping makes you look like a douche. Do we have to bring up the picture of Chris again? Meanwhile, back at home, all the food has either been eaten or had Chris's privates put in it.
Man, this broom handle poke tapioca is delicious.
Chris had with that.
The parents are gone for only a few days, and already Chris is poking his broom handle where it doesn't belong. Won't be too long before the house becomes pregnant. But the parents' paradise is soon to be upended when a new young couple moves in. Well, it should be easy for them to pretend to be a couple with all the practice kissing they do.
I'm Dylan, and this is my wife, Dylan.
Oh, same name couple, that's the dream.
Actually, the dream is to find someone with the same last name so you don't have to pay to change it. Just, maybe check out both family trees before you make any moves.
What the hell do you guys think you're doing?
I could ask you the same question, and I shall. What the hell do you guys think you're doing?
I'll tell you what we're doing. Having fun for the first time in our lives.
But that doesn't mean Chris and Meg aren't going to try to expose them first.
We should take a photo. Lois, why don't you take a photo and airdrop it to us?
I think if you ask her to put her phone on dark mode, she might break down crying. Personally, I would like to see that.
What do you say we all go to Coachella with a Q? Quahog's 3-day music festival.
Music festivals are a great way to weed out older people. I should know, I hate them with a passion. Also, 3 days? Don't these millennials have jobs or kids?
Thought you kids didn't take naps. Now you're all just sleeping at the bottom of the pool. Oh my god!
Well, I guess had kids is the more apt term. But it looks like the multi-mile walk to the front gate is already too much for the geezers to handle.
What's wrong? Are you guys not super amped?
No, we're old. We hate this.
Honestly, me too. I don't know, I'm looking forward to being middle-aged and having everything confuse me to the point where I get unnecessarily angry.
Can you guys at least Venmo us for the tickets?
I don't know what that is!
See? Like that. I get wanting to feel younger, but abandoning your kids to go live in a millennial apartment complex feels like a bit of a shark jump. Sure, Peter was along for the ride, but it really felt like Lois was spearheading this whole operation. And judging by how she's acting, I wouldn't say this made her all that regretful of leaving behind Chris and Meg. But she should have left the kids behind when she decided to climb Mount Everest, a decision that nearly got the family killed and ended in cannibalism in the episode Into Fat Air. So the Griffins are having dinner at Lois's ex-boyfriend Ross's house, and Peter is as excited as you may have guessed.
That's it, Fishman. Shirts off. I want to see who's got bigger pecs.
Dang, I didn't know Peter was packing a couple of hams under there. There's definitely enough food to go around now.
Well, this year is perhaps our biggest trip ever. We're climbing Mount Everest.
Oh, that mountain a lot of people die on? Yeah, have fun with that.
Well, so are we.
We are?
Well, sounds like the mountain just earned itself 6 new bodies. But that post-dinner clarity kicks in, and Peter immediately walks back his idea.
I know we can't climb Mount Everest. It just, that guy really got to me, and I wanted to stick it to him.
You could try sticking it to him by just being a big, happy family, but honestly, that might be harder than climbing Everest.
I think we should do it.
What? Lois, you can't be serious.
Oh, but she is serious. She wants to do something the whole family can be proud of. How about something easy like a puzzle first, then you try your hand at the tallest mountain in the world. When they make it to the base camp in Nepal, the family is awestruck by the mountainous size of the mountain.
Wow, look who's here. I didn't believe you'd actually follow through with this.
Joke's on you, neither did they.
In fact, not only are we gonna climb it, we are gonna beat you guys to the top.
Bold claim from someone who just decided last week to do a hike that takes 8 to 9 months of training. As they climb, they come upon a ladder across a chasm, which is the universal sign for a guy like me to turn back now.
Guys, be sure to look down the whole time. It's really deep and freaky and disorienting.
And luckily, someone was kind enough to leave a bunch of dead bodies to break his fall. The Griffins actually make it ahead of the Fishmans, which is a victory in and of itself, but Lois wants to keep moving.
You guys, we can do this. We can beat them.
Despite objections from the kids, Lois makes them push on, and they actually make it to the top. The beauty, the majesty,
That part just now of them walking over that stepladder gave me really bad goosebumps and completely activated my fear of heights.
big middle finger to the Fishmans. It's perfect.
Well, look who finally got here.
Well, this was only worth it to beat them, so this has been a huge waste of time. At least the hard part's over.
You might want to take a look at those storm clouds.
And there's God telling you to get off his lawn. So as they make their way down through the blizzard, they spot someone off in the distance.
I think it's a person.
Oh my god, maybe they have food.
Well, it could be food, depending on where your morals lie.
Oh my god, it's Ben Fishman!
Look, far be it from me to tell them what to do. Actually, no it isn't. Eat him.
Look, if we don't eat something soon, we're all gonna pass out from exhaustion and freeze to death just like him.
I think Brian just really wanted to eat someone and now he has his chance. And humans are high in protein. Don't ask me how I know, you already know you won't like the answer. But of course, things get awkward when they pass the rest of the Fishmans while heading down.
Have you seen Ben? We lost him in the storm.
Look, all I'm saying is one family didn't lose a child on the hike, so I think they technically won. But when the Griffins finally make it to the bottom, Lois suggests they go back up to rescue the Fishmans.
We do the right thing. We go back up there and save them.
And they end up doing just that. Maybe Lois is right. Maybe the Griffins are good people.
You're a good man.
All right, you rest up. Get better. We ate your son. Bring it up!
Yeah, suck it, Fishmans. Normally Lois is the voice of reason, but she's still capable of putting her family in dangerous situations where they're only saved by luck. Definitely don't think babies should be making that kind of trek, that's for sure. But Lois went from climbing a physical mountain to an emotional one when she finally got the verbal beatdown of a lifetime from Meg in Seahorse Seashell Party. So the Griffins are trapped inside during a hurricane, which is actually part of a TV stunt that also had an episode of The Cleveland Show and American Dad revolving around a hurricane. I have no clue if this led to more people tuning in. Cable TV is always up to some shenanigans.
Yeah, this sucks. What are we supposed to do all day?
I don't know, start eating each other? Who knows how long this storm will last, but I want to see some action.
Well, how about we play charades?
That game might be a little too sophisticated and complex for Peter, Lois.
Fletch.
Is it Fletch?
It is Fletch.
Riveting. Any other good ideas?
How about you all sit there quietly while I make dad noises?
Yeah, I'd rather find the nearest sharp corner and bash my head into it.
So what do you guys want to do now?
Oh, hey, I know. Let's play finger bang.
What?
Bang, bang. I'm gonna finger bang you, Chris.
Oh, that's what you meant. There's gotta be a better name for this game. But of course, the real issue is that Meg wants to play too.
Why don't you just go do that to yourself, Meg?
Oh, come on, Lois. Finger banging is something the whole family can get in on. Yeah, nope, I don't like saying that.
Oh, hey, I got an idea. Let's have a sing-along.
I'll spare you a listen because Peter just hums the theme song from Indiana Jones for almost an entire minute. Thanks for stepping in, Meg.
Damn it, Meg, will you stop that? That is so annoying.
Oh, that was annoying?
When Meg calls Peter out for his obnoxious humming, Lois of course has to come to his defense.
Meg, don't talk to your father like that.
Well, you better get out the boxing gloves then, because Meg's ready to start throwing down and she's taking no prisoners.
What if I started calling you a fat, zitty loser who has no friends and smells like an old woman who has birds for pets?
Before she can continue, Lois attempts to undermine Meg's frustrations like a good mother.
All right, Meg, that's enough. You've had your little dramatic outburst.
I don't know how you can expect Meg to have any kind of respect for the family with a response like that. Luckily, Meg is smart enough to see through Lois's emotional manipulation.
Meg seems to think she's taken some kind of stand here that's gonna make us all feel like we're inadequate.
My God, you're condescending.
Lois thinks Meg is just taking her problems out on everyone else. Yeah, she should, especially with such a hypocritical mother like Lois.
Is this coming from my role model mother? The shoplifter, the drug addict, the porn star?
So Lois continues to dodge blame by saying nobody's perfect. That's true, but not even admitting to the unfair treatment of Meg puts her in a class even below imperfect.
You're my mother, and you took a child's trust and smashed it into bits.
The truth hurts, and it looks like the only way to inject Lois with a bit of self-realization.
I'm so sorry, Meg. Can you ever forgive me?
I don't want to say it feels great to see Lois torn down like this, but Meg gets so few victories that you can't help but feel some pride in her. Meg's verbal attacks on everyone cause the family to turn on one another, but their reactions actually make Meg feel bad.
Do you think it's possible that this family can't survive without some sort of lightning rod to absorb all the dysfunction?
I don't know, kind of sounds like a them problem to me. Like, they haven't made any mention of trying to change, they just want to feel bad about being called out on their BS. Yeah, classic emotional manipulation technique. Thanks, one class of community college psychology.
You guys, I have something to say. You're right. It's all my fault.
If the family had any semblance of self-awareness, they would know that's not true and apologize to Meg.
Meg, how could you put us all through that?
But of course they don't. Even though Lois admits to her wrongdoings against Meg, by the end she seems to walk all of that back. And so her mistreatment of Meg continues because it's her destiny. What a happy ending. But Lois managed to drive away more than just Meg when she decluttered the house, kicking out every family member and throw it away. So Lois drags Peter to a taping of Joyce Kinney's show, The Flow. I guess she forgave her for exposing she was in an adult film in college. Anyway, they hear about Trisha Takanawa's new book focusing on the art of decluttering.
I thought that was Ellen DeGeneres.
People nowadays own too much stuff. I am encouraging them to throw it away.
This sounds like a fun experiment for Lois to try. What else is a bored housewife gonna do all day anyway, right?
I have to buy this book, read 2 chapters, then leave it on my nightstand for a year.
Whew, glad I'm not the only one. I'll finish all those books I bought years ago one day, just not right now, you know? I'm busy. So Lois immediately begins to start sorting through everything they own.
She says that when you declutter your house, you declutter your mind and clear a path to true happiness.
If a clear path was all I needed for happiness, then I wouldn't be getting ripped off by my therapist each week.
So I want everyone to go through every single item you own, and if it doesn't kindle joy, throw it away.
Question, if I throw my taxes out because they don't kindle joy, am I still liable? But it doesn't seem like everyone understood the assignment.
Peter, there's nothing in your throwaway pile.
I know. I'm keeping everything. Everything kindles joy.
Doesn't the childlike wonderment of a 40-something-year-old man just warm your heart? So the house is starting to look quite barren, but Lois seems pretty happy with herself. Peter, too.
So good to be home.
Oh.
Since when do you surf?
Seriously, Lois? That's like his defining trait. Why do you think his favorite song is called Surfin' Bird? Sure as heck ain't TV Bird or Drinking Yourself to an Early Grave Bird.
Peter, you don't kindle joy.
What?
Sorry, Peter, but this book she read a day ago is her new Bible, and if something doesn't spark joy...
Peter, I don't think I can have you in the house right now.
Good.
With Peter out of the house, Lois continues to go overboard, throwing out Chris and Meg's hat and Brian's food. Even her cutaways are getting decluttered.
Donald Trump's hair is unusual.
This must be what changes the cutaways to what we see in that one future episode. She even goes throw away Stewie's time machine. That thing's huge and is always just in his room. How is she just now seeing this?
But don't drag that down the stairs, alright?
Clearly, Lois is going a bit overboard, causing her to lash out at her kids.
Shut up, Meg.
Well, I didn't say anything.
You just did. Your voice, it's cluttering up my space. Get out.
Maybe the voice of reason can talk some sense into her.
You know, Lois, one could argue that your bra is clutter.
Nice try, dirtbag. Leave.
Well, it was worth a shot. With that pesky family out of the way, Lois has finally achieved her dream, which I guess is living inside of a black and white 80s comic strip.
I made order out of chaos, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, but something tells me there's something deeper here you aren't addressing.
Simplicity is good for the soul. Your soul is as empty as this house.
So yeah, driving away all the people and things she loved left her feeling empty inside. Now who could have seen that coming?
Looks like there's only one thing left to get rid of.
But somehow her family figures out exactly where she's going.
We cut a whole scene where we figured it out. You gotta just trust me.
Easy enough for me, just means fewer scenes to cover. Anyway, they find Lois on a very rickety bridge over a rushing river. Quick, run as fast and as hard as you can, making sure to swing the bridge as much as possible.
Oh, Peter! Don't come any closer!
Come closer, even harder and faster? You got it. Well, she had a good run, except for all the craziness from this episode, and I guess all the moments from the rest of the video. And garbage saves the day. I didn't think being surrounded by so much trash would be what Lois needed to realize she loves her life, but hey, doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. Still, her berating and kicking her entire family out of the house definitely sounds like she should not be the one making any more big life decisions. But she and Peter decided to turn Stewie into a child actor, a decision that saw them intoxicate a baby for better performances in The Peanut Butter Kid. So it's bank statement day at the Griffins, and everyone needs to pray that they're in the green.
Hey, God, it's the Griffins. Again, we're very sorry we cyberbullied that girl to death.
Actually, God should probably just smite all of you right now instead.
Damn it, it didn't work. We're still poor.
But while those poor suckers are at the mall, they run across their potential salvation.
We saw an ad looking for a toddler to appear in a peanut butter commercial, and we thought we'd bring Susie.
A toddler? The Griffins have one of those, and at least two others with the brain of a toddler. But Stewie's more interested in mocking Brian than winning.
I'm Brian. I like garbage peanut butter, and I wear my I voted sticker for a week and a half.
By God, this kid has the stuff. The spunk, the sauce, the other words.
Congratulations, your son is the new Peanut Butter Kid.
Good, he can replace that other Peanut Butter Kid. He was a hack anyway. So Stewie's commercial airs and it's an instant hit.
Scooters peanut butter. So good, your baby will want to eat it in an airport terminal bathroom.
Also, is it just me or does that logo looks kinda like, I'm not gonna say it, but you know.
Wow, I can't believe Stewie's a commercial star.
I don't know.
But what's even more unbelievable is the money that little spot pulls in.
It's a royalty check from Stewie's commercial. Apparently he gets paid every time it airs.
Yeah, ad revenue is where it's at. Speaking of which, you don't have ad block on, do you?
Now, Stewie actually got a call for another commercial tomorrow. Who knows? This could be the beginning of a nice career for him.
I'm not entirely sure I'd call the world of child acting nice. Just ask Jake Lloyd. Unfortunately, this audition doesn't go nearly as smoothly as the last one.
You, do something exceptional.
Okay.
They aren't buying the robot, Stewie. Give them the old razzle-dazzle.
Ow! Ow! Oh, my grundle! It's bruised!
Work. Time for some 3 a.m. dance rehearsals.
Do you get pleasure out of humiliating your family?
Yeah, is there some kind of sick joy in it?
And to top off the child abuse, how about a little dash of narcotics to give Stewie some extra energy?
Stewie, if you're fine with it, bleed from the nose.
Forgot that you're just a baby.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby did it.
Yeah, they should at least be 5 before you turn them on to narcotics. So technically this is a Peter and Lois terrible moment, but I think it's even more shocking to see from Lois. This is just another Tuesday for Peter. But Lois is the only one to blame when she got addicted to painkillers and nearly drowned Stewie in prescription heroin. So Brian mistakes Joe for the delivery guy and falls down the stairs like an absolute fool.
Oh, crap. I can't remember if doggy arms are supposed to bend that way.
We can't see them, but I think it's a safe bet to guess that no, they probably aren't. Yep, it's broken. Luckily, Brian's been prescribed some sweet, sweet painkillers.
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel?
Oh, yeah.
The Hoyas have kicked in. Brian's on a whole other planet now.
Huh, I want a oh yeah.
So Lois tries half a pill and she's immediately transported to her fantasy.
Chris Daughtry?
That's right, Lois.
Can't really say this is selling me on painkillers. I don't want to be floating around the head of a guy I used to listen to in middle school. But Lois is loving it, spending the day highly folding everything in sight, even the fabric of time and space.
You know, if it's good with water, it'd be even better with wine.
But before she can make 2 good things become a negative, Brian finishes the last pill himself.
Brian, was that the last pill?
Yes.
But that's fine, because my arm's all better.
Yeah, but now you have a tweaker housewife on your hands. It's the 1950s all over again. Getting desperate, Lois scavenges the house looking for a loose pill.
Alright, let's see. Oh, here it is.
But if you're that desperate, maybe don't try to throw it in your mouth like a cartoon character. I mean, you are a cartoon character, but you know what I mean.
Oh my god, that's the last pill.
But you'd need tiny baby hands to reach it. Hey, Stewie's a baby, and last I checked, he had hands.
Ah, damn you! Come on, you just touched it!
Thankfully, Brian intervenes before Lois has a full-on postpartum moment.
I just wanted the pill.
Bad Lois, get in your crate!
Let me out of here, Brian!
So it looks like Lois is going cold turkey off the pills, causing her to live out her worst nightmare.
All of these coupons are expired.
I don't know, if that's your worst nightmare, you might need some help that no pill can fix.
Lois, you stand on trial for drug use prompted by mom-related boredom.
And the lesser crime of trying to kill your baby, I guess.
Guilty.
But it's all in her head, and when morning comes, she's all better. Now she can just get addicted to coffee like the rest of us. Still think she should get jail time for that toilet stunt, though.
And hot Cheetos.
7 Psycho Family Guy episodes. First up is Stewie is on sand, and in this episode, Stewie does some wild to Brian. As the episode kicks off, Stewie realizes that he and Brian have been drifting apart.
Oh, hey, Bri. Hey, you want to go out and get some gluten-free pizza? Let's go to Whole Foods and buy a bunch of stuff from that weird aisle nobody else goes down.
I can't. I got plans. I'll see you later.
Maybe another time. Brian's been so distant lately, and we used to be inseparable.
Poor Stewie. Well, surely he's gonna be rational and talk to Brian, right? Nah, f that. This is freaking Family Guy, dude. And after Brian ignores Stewie again, our favorite psycho baby comes up with a plan.
What the hell are you doing?
I saw a scary boy doing this, and I thought I'd try it.
I'm late.
Here he goes again. He's being so standoffish. I don't understand. We used to be that happy. Having a baby seems to have made them closer. Babies save relationships. We're going to have a baby. I want tonight to be perfect.
Oh, hey, look, you made a little dinner party. Hi, Rupert.
He won't be joining us. Get up.
You okay?
I'm terrific. I was thinking we should talk about having a... This isn't fun for me.
But I gotta go. I have a date.
This is serious, Rupert. I'm losing him. I'm just going to take a little bit of his DNA, and soon we'll be proud parents.
Stewie builds an entire lab for this wild idea, and it actually freaking works. The next day, Stewie breaks the news to poor Brian. This is gonna be a father, whether he likes it or not, and he ain't having no puppies.
No!
All right, Rupert, the fertilization device is complete. This will impregnate me with the child that will bring Brian and me back together. First, I add Brian's hair and saliva. There. Now I just have to get into the machine, and then the machine does whatever it has to do to me in order to successfully impregnate me. You're gonna watch me get pregnant. I want to look at you when it happens.
What?
Yeah, you watch me, bitch.
What?
Good morning, Brian.
What is that? I smell pee. Oh my God, is Lois pregnant again?
No. Meg is pregnant? You're getting warmer.
What have you done?
What have we done?
What?
We're pregnant. Oh my God. And in 18 years, he's going to move away.
I don't know what Stewie is expecting. Brian is already a really dad. I mean, remember Dylan? Brian completely abandoned that kid. Nonetheless, Brian does not want this to happen at all, and I can't blame the dude. If I was him, I'd just push the kid down the stairs. Problem solved, right?
How could this even happen? I took your DNA and inserted it into my temporary uterus.
People are gonna think I had sex with a male baby and then got him pregnant.
We could even use my old crib.
You use your old crib. Stewie, you have to get rid of it.
You know, why don't you just say it? Say the word, Brian.
Abortion! Abortion! You need to get a big fat abortion right this second.
Our child is growing inside me.
Stop talking like that.
Kick him in the
How do you
stomach.
even know it's mine?
How dare you?
Why would you even do this?
Thought you'd be happy.
Is it dead?
What kind of monster hits a pregnant toddler? If you ever lay a finger on me again, I'll burn you in your bed.
Could you do that now, please?
Stewie already has a baby bump after 2 days and is going through all the symptoms of pregnancy. He even pukes in the living room while complaining to Brian. I don't know what Brian's problem is here. He's a dog, so the fucker should just eat it. Later, Brian and Stewie visit the doctor for a checkup, and not only is Stewie being a weirdo, but Dr. Hartman also has a hilarious moment.
You look ridiculous like that.
Not too ridiculous for you to put a baby in me.
You look a little young. How old are you?
13? 15. But he didn't force himself on me. I wanted it too.
Well, that's the important thing. Your vagina seems to have a penis and 2 testicles.
I sneezed real hard, and all that came out.
Ah, that explains it. From strictly eyeballing you, I'd say everything looks fine.
Now, Brian, did you have any questions for the doctor?
Yeah, are there a lot of stairs in this building?
Stewie only becomes more delusional from here, and it's funny as fuck. They do a photo shoot, and the photos are wild. Dude, look at some of these. Brian better hope Stewie deleted all the evidence, cause they were really committed to the whole mom and dad thing. You know Brian is a fucking legendary friend for going along with all this shit, especially when he ends up having to birth the mutant himself.
I'm having such a craving for...
I'll jump off a cliff. Not gonna be me. Absolutely not. That'd be the one thing that would get... You know what? Nigga, all right. Nope.
Burgers. Oh, Brian, I need you to take me to the hospital. My water just broke. Oh, you're gonna have to drive a little faster. I'm going to need you to deliver the baby.
Can you wait a second while I put a towel down? I don't want anything to get on the seats.
Oh, God. Oh, God, it's coming. How did Murphy Brown make this look so easy?
Careful, don't get anything on the... seats.
God, I think another one's coming.
I don't see it.
I think it's coming out of my mouth. Kill me. This hurts too much.
Holy...
What is happening?
God, they're crawling all over me.
How many are there now?
4, 5, 6, 7.
Mazel tov.
Look at how cute these little fuckers are. Brian even takes a liking to one of them and starts to get into the idea of being a father. However, they quickly realize this shit is not easy. Stewie, the person who wanted this ridiculous situation in the first place, really begins to tap out by the end of the episode.
Stewie, this is awful. I don't know why anyone would want to be a parent. I can't take this anymore, Stewie. I'm sorry, I gotta get out of here. I just gotta get away for a couple weeks.
You're not leaving me alone with these things. The whole point of this was for us to spend more time together. I thought if we had a baby, it would bring us closer together.
What? I was only distant because you've been so moody lately. I always want to hang out with you.
I was only moody because you were so distant. I always want to hang out with you too. So, we didn't have to do any of this.
How attached to them are you?
Not at all.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I'm sure they'll be adopted.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm still keeping all the gifts from the baby shower.
This is definitely one of the craziest Family Guy episodes ever, but it's nothing compared to this next one. In Baby You Knock Me Out, it's Peter's birthday. The episode kicks off with a little party for Peter, with him opening all sorts of gifts. Quagmire in particular, though, has something very interesting for Peter. Trust me, Lois is gonna love it.
Tickets to Foxy Boxing?
Yes, this cool thing where girls in bikinis box each other. We're all going Saturday night.
Man, would you look at that.
Yeah, reminds me of Thanksgiving.
Why does it remind you of Thanksgiving?
Because this is where I come for Thanksgiving.
May I have your attention, please? We've reached that part of the evening when our house champion takes on all challengers.
Hey, Lois, what do you think? You want to fight that lady's boobs?
No, I'm not fighting anyone.
Well, good thing I made this plaster mold of your hand and forearm. Hey, buddy, over here.
I see a woman's hand and forearm at table 8.
All right. If it'll shut you all up, I'll do it. Hey, watch it. That was pretty hard.
Try this one.
Yeah, punch each other, you whores!
Damn!
You'll always be garbage.
She's a natural. She could make some serious money as a professional. You should consider your wife competing for a belt. Think about it. Here's my card.
Damn. Peter better get his fat ass in the kitchen and start cooking dinner, cause Lois is a natural-born fighter. Peter, in typical Peter fashion, takes this shit way too seriously. Lois doesn't even want to be a boxer, and makes this very clear to Peter the next day, but he finds a way.
Gosh, I can't wait to see this fancy restaurant.
Oh, you're gonna love it, Lois. Here, put on these special eating gloves I bought you. You know what? I'm tired of this. I booked you a boxing match.
Son of a bitch. Damn it, Peter. I'm sorry. There's been a terrible mistake. My idiot husband here booked this match without my knowledge.
Hey, what you doing down there, Lois?
Peter, I feel great.
Oh, I know the feeling. It's how I feel when I burp really loud in an underground parking structure to assert my dominance. Says the king.
The next time my girl bitches about going to GameStop, I'm just blindfolding her and lying about Olive Garden. Easy peasy. It worked for Peter, so it's bound to work for me, right? Lois starts to get really invested in this boxing shit, and she even becomes a champion. After 17 wins, she tries to retire, but turns out Lois has one more opponent.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone.
Hey, Griffin!
God, that's Deirdre Jackson, the deadliest fighter in all of women's boxing. Her fists are so dangerous, she's not allowed to be a lesbian.
You're scared! If you're so great, why don't you prove it?
I'm retired.
Why don't you bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real woman?
No, I'm ashamed.
Get down on your hands and knees, fatty.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Look at me, Griffin. I'm milking me a cow.
You wanna fight? You got one. Now you get your hands off my man before I break him off.
Is it bad that I low-key want someone to do that to me? That's not weird, right?
Nope.
Think of all the free milk. In the end, Lois has her big fight with the legendary Action Jackson, and it does not go very well.
You think you're tough? Well, let's see what you got.
Wow, she's really hitting Mom hard.
Good.
She's too strong, Joe.
Yeah, Lois is cooked, dude. Fortunately, she has her retarded husband to help give her a little pep talk. The entire reason she's even in this situation.
All right, Lois, you listen to me and you listen good. I watched you raise 3 kids on a shoestring budget. You never gave up then, and you're not giving up now.
Peter, you're in the wrong corner.
All right, Lois, you listen to me and you listen good. Damn it!
Shut up! Everybody, shut up!
Finish this.
Lois, stay down. Don't get up. You've got nothing to prove.
I've had enough of
you! You're going down, Griffin!
Not tonight, I'm not!
You did it! I love you so much!
Lois Griffin! Now, if everyone could just pick up 2 chairs before you leave, we can get this place cleaned up a lot quicker.
In the end, Lois wins and she retires as a champion, but we get one last scene that really made me hungry.
And thanks to Deirdre, I even got some of my own milk to put on my cereal.
Dad!
What? I'm fun.
We don't have a lot of episodes that focus solely on Peter and Quagmire, and that sucks, as they're my favorite. Remember when they started their own band in season 12's Into Harmony's Way? It's a fucking classic, dude. Well, we get another Peter and Quagmire episode in the season 20 episode brief encounter.
Check it out. You and Peter have the same undies.
He just wears run-of-the-mill Hanes. Mine are plains. Look at that. The perfect underwear for unexpected wind shear.
Is that like farts?
Yes, that's like farts.
Sometimes me and the homies will swap underwear. It's for good luck, right? However, when Peter and Quagmire do it, they get a completely different result.
Giggity morning, everyone. Lois, can I see you in the other room for a second?
Sure.
All right. Lois, can I see you in the other room for a second? Lois, can I see you in the other room for a second? I couldn't perform a third time, so we just read.
Wait, so if Peter's acting like Quagmire, I wonder how things are going for the real deal.
Morning, beautiful. But first, a dump so long I will be able to read everything Garfield ever wrote. Did you know, if this plane was a wiener, we'd be the wiener's eyes? Now please enjoy this in-flight music I brought with me from my glove compartment.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Yeah, so remember how Quagmire absolutely despises Brian? Well, with Quagmire and Peter's personality swap, Brian is about to get fucking roasted by Peter.
There he is, the reason our lawn looks like it has leopard skin pants.
You've been acting really weird all of a sudden.
Brian, I think what you mean is all of a sudden. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the author in the house. You accept food, clothing, and shelter, yet no responsibilities. You constantly want to sleep with my wife, who is an angel. Oh, and the hypocrisy. You claim to be an ally to women, but I bet you don't even know Nancy Pelosi's official title. Now, can you strap me to this milking table? My wife will be home soon.
After an inspection from Joe, Quagmire and Peter realize that they've done the unthinkable.
Never strap yourself to a milking table, men. Just don't.
These weirdos swapped underwear, and Joe makes sure to roast the hell out of them. It is pretty weird, dude. Their Dragon Balls were practically touching.
What happened to you?
I was in line at the bank, and this human-sized chicken cut in front of me.
And I think I know what it is. He's wearing your underwear, and you're wearing his.
How do you know that?
When I lost my legs, I gained a sense of underpants.
What are you talking about? We didn't switch underwear.
Hanes. Planes.
You must have accidentally grabbed the wrong ones at the laundromat.
So your boys were where his boys were, and your boys were where his boys were.
Oh my God. Ha! Classic. I just wear trunks, tree guy. That'll hit you when you're driving home.
Hey, I didn't know you take out trash too.
Yeah, I only on trash days.
No, right, of course. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I not sure what to say.
I know. It's awkward. You don't think the guys are talking about us, do you?
Oh my God, I still can't believe they wore each other's underwear.
Like icky times 1,000. This is crazy. What if we wore each other's underwear?
No, that's a terrible idea.
Just joke.
Yeah, even Lois and Ida roast them about this shit, especially when they're acting so freaking weird at dinner. Peter even rips his own ear off at one point, which had me fucking dying.
Thanks again for having us over, Lois.
You said you were gonna cancel dinner.
I have zero control in my marriage.
Whoops, I dropped my roll, which is not at all an invitation for Peter to have an under-the-table conference.
Darn thing's always coming off. Excuse me for one moment, won't you?
Why did you do that?
You dropped all the bread. What was I supposed to do?
Okay, that makes sense. You should probably get checked. You say when you wear someone's underwear?
I can't believe this. What's going on here, you two? Lois spent all day overcooking this meal.
We accidentally wore each other's underwear.
Shut up!
Oh, it's not even Wednesday.
It's Tuesday night! You don't get it!
Ladies switch underwear all the time. I might be wearing Bonnie's right now.
That is super sexy and being stored for later. It's very different for guys.
Masculinity just doesn't account for stuff like this.
Between male friends, there's no coming back from this. Just don't know if there's any front to back to this. Our reputations are smeared. We had a really good streak, huh?
Bro, is Quagmire actually moving? I think the boys are taking this one a little too far, and Lois definitely agrees.
What's going on out there, Dad?
We accidentally wore each other's underwear, so Mr. Quagmire is moving.
Yeah, obviously one of you would need to.
This is completely ridiculous.
Hey, what's done is done.
I don't have a lot of friends, but if I did, I would never let anything come between us, especially a pair of underwear.
You know what, Lois? You're right.
Now go tell him not to move.
I just want to say that you can wreck a good pair of underwear, but you can't wreck a good friendship.
Can you help me move my stuff back inside?
Only if I can do it half naked and in front of all our neighbors.
Now, that is fucking beautiful. I gotta try swapping briefs with the homies again. It seems like a good way to bond. In Season 20's First Blood, Stewie is back on his bullshit. Being the most suspect character in cartoon history, he convinces himself that he's on his period.
Time to slippery slide. Okay, Bri, watch and learn.
Public humiliation. You must be a United States Senator.
Oh my God, there's blood in my pants. I've seen enough commercials during The Good Wife to know there's only one explanation. I'm having my period. Rupert, I need my heat pad, I need Kate, I need Leo, and I need ice cream.
Hey, Stewie.
Guess who woke up to a red dawn? I'm having my period. My 21st century box has been conquered by Eric the Very Red.
It's clearly because you hurt yourself on the slippery slide. Boys can't get periods.
There's no such thing as a boy anymore. Just a vast sea of chubby theys and them. Virtue signaling on Instagram.
Maybe you are having your period.
In this next scene, you can tell the writer of this episode is borrowing from Stewie is Insane, the same episode we covered at the beginning of this video, as the plot shifts into Stewie thinking he's preggo again. Still a great episode, don't get it twisted, and it's just as funny, especially this next scene.
Rupert, where's my Kotex sanitary belt? Well, this is weird. No blood. It's only been a day. I don't understand. Short-term sporadic bleeding is generally not due to a period, but is more indicative of spotting. Spotting? What's spotting? Oh my God, Rupert! I'm pregnant! How did this happen? Ah, what do you care anyway? I'm sure you'll do what you always do and bury yourself in your work.
I have Stewie on one. He says he's been trying your cell. Stewie, he just stepped into a meeting. We'll have to return.
Fortunately, Brian has been through this shit before, as you guys saw earlier in the video, so he knows exactly what to say.
Glad to see you're no longer crying on the couch.
Yes, it turns out I was wrong about my period.
I'm glad you came to your senses.
Because I'm pregnant.
I'll pay to get rid of it. I'm sorry, that's...
We decided it's for the best.
Damn it, Stewie, you're not pregnant. I know all kids like to play make-believe and pretend to be adults, but it's time for it to stop. You are not pregnant. Okay, look, I didn't mean to break it to you so harshly.
Now that I'm pregnant, I can't eat sushi.
You know what? Fine. You're pregnant. It's just too bad you're gonna gain all that weight.
Well, no matter. At least I'll sleep comfortably and continue to have the same size, not swollen feet.
Sorry, Stewie. Enjoy the miracle of life.
And we still have to plan a gender reveal party. Okay, would you rather do a cake reveal or burn Nappa to the ground?
At least this time it isn't Brian's kid, right?
I'm heading out for sushi in my new boots.
So I'm guessing you got rid of the baby?
Yes, it was a tough decision.
Well, I think you made the right decision.
Being pregnant is fun until it forces you to make sacrifices in any way.
So, you know that you were never pregnant, right?
Yes, I went to the hospital for a sonogram and got yelled at by an angry nurse.
I love the kid, but Stewie is a weird fucking baby. In Connie's Celica, Lois gets hired as a music teacher at Chris and Meg's high school. We've seen this plot point a few times throughout the show, for example in Teacher's Heavy Pet, but this episode really nails it. Lois is normally running the show, but in this episode, she meets her match with Connie D'Amico.
Good morning, class. I'm your new music teacher, Mrs. Griffin.
Oh my god, you're so lame.
Now, class, what is music to you? What is music to you?
Stupid.
You're just afraid. I get you because I was you.
You were never me.
Look down at your desk.
LG.
Lois Griffin.
But weren't you Lois Peterschmidt back then?
Meg, go to the principal's office.
My desk also has LG on it.
Mine too.
They all do.
I didn't know where the troublemaker was gonna sit.
Mr. Mason may have been a bird, but at least he wasn't a liar.
Well, you better get used to me, because Mr. Mason's gone.
We've seen Lois in her high school days before, and she's not lying. They really beef throughout this episode, with Lois getting her expelled, and from here, Connie goes crazy.
I feel kind of bad about getting Connie expelled. She needs to be more respectful to others.
Yeah, probably not. She's really hot.
Hey, Lois, I just got an invite for a Facebook group you started called Keep Harriet Tubman Off the $20 Bill.
Mom, this is Connie getting back at you. It's called cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying? Me?
Connie's cyberbullying continues the next day.
We had no idea you'd switch teams, Lois.
Damn it, Connie. It's just a nasty prank.
What's so nasty about it?
Nothing. I'm fine with it.
Okay, what are you doing Friday night? So, I got my blacksmith certification.
Are you using the Elmo toothbrush?
I've just been so distracted with this whole Connie thing.
So Connie made you mistake a monster's face for the words Oral-B. Go down to the station and talk to Joe.
I think she hacked my Twitter.
Well, without any hard evidence, Lois, I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. Okay, fellas, she's gone.
I'd like to report somebody using the wrong toothbrush. You know Elmo, right?
Connie is a really smart girl, as after Lois threatens her at the grocery store, warning her to stop fucking with her life, Connie really takes shit to a funny but unnecessary level.
Peter, I'm exhausted. I can't even think of making dinner.
Transitioning into my sad voice for the death of a white girl, Connie D'Amico died at the scene of an automobile accident earlier tonight. The brake lines of Connie's Celica apparently cut.
How horrible.
Can you imagine being the shovel that gets to scrape that ass off the road?
Lois Griffin, I'm sorry, but you're under arrest. And I have to take you down to the station.
On what charge?
We've got you on grocery store video threatening Connie D'Amico. You're under arrest for her murder.
What?
With Lois in jail, Peter and Brian go on an adventure to prove that Lois is innocent. They start a true crime podcast, look for evidence throughout the house, and check at the bar. But Peter has one more idea.
You're a dog, and I'm a man. So we're basically Scooby-Doo. We go around town and rip off faces until we find a real killer. Twins? Guess again. The newspaper is embarrassing me.
In the end, we get a little twist. I literally spoiled it earlier, but here's the scene.
We found Connie an hour ago at a motel outside of town. She put a pig in a blonde wig behind the wheel of her car. Anyway, Lois has been cleared of all charges.
And what of the pig?
That was a very tough house call. Yes? Do you have a daughter named Peppa? You're gonna want to sit down.
Well, Lois, I gotta say, it's great to have you home from prison.
It's great to be home.
Are you gonna stay that jacked forever?
Do you like it?
You know, it was nice being held up against a wall, but when you made me suck the hairdryer, I enjoyed it. I don't want to do that specific thing again.
Well, that's too bad, because I'm ready for round 2. Hands on the headboard, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my favorite season 4 episodes is Fat Guy Strangler. This is where we were first introduced to Patrick, Lois's brother. He seems like a normal guy, but he eventually goes on to be psychotic. Let's rewind a little though. The episode starts with Peter and Brian sneaking out.
Put this on.
Why?
Because I'm skipping my physical to go have steaks with the guys, and I don't want Lois to know about it. Lois, I'm going to my physical now.
Okay, honey, I'll see you later.
Why do we need the horse suit for that?
Okay. That's 7 16-ounce steaks.
Oh, come on, Joe. You haven't even finished one.
I'm so full.
Full of what? Estrogen? Come on, take the skirt off, you pant.
No!
Yeah.
I said I'm not hungry! Where is it now, huh?
I'll just put this back in your purse next to your tampons.
Every friend group has a friend like Joe, someone who will completely crash out over literally anything. Imagine Joe losing in Super Smash Bros. Or in fucking Call of Duty. Anyways, after this hilarious opening, the Griffins visit Dr. Hartman for a checkup where something shocking is revealed.
Hi, honey. How was your physical?
Good, yeah. Doctor said I was too healthy. Don't even know how. Too good of shape.
You didn't go to your physical, did you?
I did not.
So, doctor, is Peter healthy?
My goodness, you'll be dead within a month.
What?
Oh, Hagar the Horrible, if you keep up that lifestyle of pillaging and giant turkey legs, you'll be dead within a month. Mr. Griffin, you're going to expire in a month. This is your driver's license, isn't it?
Will you just tell us how Peter's health is?
Mr. Griffin, I'm not quite sure how to say this. Kim Bassinger? Basinger? But now, on to the cancer.
Oh, my God.
You are a cancer, right? You were born in July?
Please. We can't take any more shtick. Is Peter healthy?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He's just really fat.
Okay, this is news to me. Boy, this is more awkward than having sex with a rhinoceros who doesn't love you anymore. Why wouldn't you look at me during?
I fucking love Dr. Hartman. Should I do another video on him? From here, things get interesting. Peter wants to prove he isn't a complete fat ass and uses a hula hoop knocking a bunch of crap over. And this is where Lois's brother comes in.
That's weird.
I didn't know you had a brother.
If I'm fat, then Stewie's fat too, because we wear the same size onesie.
Hello, Daddy. Do I have a brother?
No, don't be silly.
Because I found this picture.
Talk to her.
The subscriber you are trying to reach is unavailable or outside the calling area.
What do you feel like doing later?
Let's go pay some hookers to knock our junk around.
Of course, Carter is a complete snake and lies to his daughter, but Lois isn't taking no for an answer.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Daddy's never gonna tell me the truth.
Wait, what are you doing? They're sleeping in here.
Oh, please. They get so doped up on sleeping pills and liquor, an earthquake wouldn't wake them up. This is it. Patrick Pewterschmidt, 56 Meadow Lane, Brookfield. I do have a brother.
Oh, hey, Brian, you know what'd be fun?
Totally.
Awesome!
I'm gonna continue breaking down the episode, but why the heck is Lois climbing a freaking ladder while holding a baby? This girl is fucking committed, and as you've seen, it pays off. She travels to meet Patrick, but he isn't the person she thought he'd be.
56 Meadow Lane. Mom's brother's crazy.
Doctor, is my brother really insane?
We prefer the term mentally hilarious.
Patrick?
Yes?
My name's Lois. I'm your sister. These are my children.
When I was just a little boy, I had a very traumatic experience.
Can I have a drink of water?
Beat it, kid. Your mother's busy. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Oh, that's a horrible story. While you seem perfectly normal to me, we are taking you back to Quahog with us.
This is where the plot gets interesting. Trust me, it wasn't an accident that Patrick was in a mental hospital.
You know, I'm very glad you're here, Patrick.
Marion and I both appreciate what you've done.
Oh, you have a girlfriend.
Oh, where are my manners? Marion is my wife, sitting right next to me.
Oh, here we go.
Nice to meet you, Marion.
What's that, honey?
Lois, did you see that? He's nuts.
Brian, he's been locked up in that place for 30 years. It's perfectly understandable that he'd invent an imaginary companion.
Hey, guys, I'm going for a run. Do me a favor and keep Marion company while I'm gone.
Sure.
Bye, honey.
Marion just called you an alcoholic.
Marion just called you a homo.
Wait a second, I'll be right back. Hey, Brian, what if I put this cucumber right here? Yeah, do you think Patrick would be angry?
I don't know, man. It's his wife.
If after 3 weeks it pickles, then she's real, and we both have to buy Patrick a steak.
Damn, Miriam is a freaking baddie though. If we jump back over to Peter, this fucker starts an entire advocacy group for obese people, and this really pisses Patrick off. To be fair, this dude has some serious trauma with fat people.
You don't deserve to have sex with me. Instead, I'm gonna eat the whore out of you.
Peter, did you start a coalition for fat guys? You shouldn't encourage people to be fat like that Jackie Gleason. He was fat and he was bad.
Oh, I love Jackie Gleason. It's a bus driver's uniform.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Hello?
Lois, it's your father. The hospital called and said you released Patrick. He's incredibly dangerous.
You should be ashamed of yourself for locking up your own son.
This just in, the body of a local fat man was found murdered in Quahog Park last night.
Oh my God.
Police also released this sketch of a female accomplice believed to be his wife.
After this, Patrick goes full-on psycho, literally offing any fat guy. It starts with the one Tom Tucker was just talking about, but the next day he reports on 3 more of Patrick's victims.
He couldn't have done these things.
Look.
know he has pictures of himself strangling fat guys. That doesn't mean he's the fat guy strangler.
What about the dead fat guy under his bed?
Maybe it's a different Patrick. Oh my God, Peter's out there with him.
Wait! You gonna eat that dead fat guy?
This dude has zero shame, with him showing up the next day holding a fucking shovel, and Lois is completely oblivious, despite seeing the initial news report.
Patrick! Well, nothing left to do but finish this sentence uninterrupted.
Let him go.
Don't come any closer!
Let him go, or Marion gets it.
Marion's over there. Don't hurt her!
Now let him go.
Okay. Ah, you missed! No, I didn't. That's for rolling up the damn window when I tried to jump into the General Lee. I never meant to hurt anybody.
I love you.
I have to go back to the hospital, don't I?
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, did you see how that rock hit me in the face? It was like, pow, right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser.
I miss Uncle Patrick.
I was just upstairs, and there's a half-dead fat guy eating a dead fat guy.
Imagine how it would taste. I'm not the only one who's a little curious, right? I fucking love this show. Next up is another Stewie and Brian episode, and it's equally as fucked up. In Stuck Together, Torn Apart, Brian and Stewie find themselves in a hilarious dilemma.
Ah, yes, there you are. You people at the Industrial Adhesives Corporation certainly know how to make a tasty glue. Let the banquet begin.
Whoa, what the hell are you doing? Don't eat that. If Lois sees this, she'll kill me.
You can let go of my hand now. Oh, crap.
It's crazy how different season 3 feels in comparison to newer seasons. The voice acting, the writing, and even some of the character designs are so different. Anyway, Brian and Stewie are pretty fucked. Brian even tries calling the company that makes the glue, and it's gonna take weeks to get them separated.
Well, the good news is the same company makes a solvent that'll get us unstuck. The bad news is it takes 2 weeks for delivery. You cannot tell Lois about this.
What if I do?
I'll show her those pictures of you wearing her wedding dress.
Come on, Stewie, it's time to change your diaper.
Mind if I watch?
That's pretty freaking weird, Brian, but given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. It only gets worse for Brian from here anyway. Look at what Stewie does to his best friend when they get pulled over by the cops.
Let me handle this.
You were going 65, fella. That's 10 miles over the... Why are you holding that infant's hand?
We met on the internet.
Shut up.
Yes, he lured me down to the park with promises of candy and funny stories.
You ever hear of that super industrial adhesive?
Yes, we have.
From here, we get numerous scenes showing how annoying this entire thing is for Stewie and Brian. For example, imagine trying to swim with a dog attached to you.
Oh, God blast it! Will you hold it for 5 seconds? Okay.
It's even worse for Brian.
I'm cleaning myself.
You were clean 15 minutes ago. Now you're just on vacation.
As you can guess, by the end of the episode, they get unstuck. But the way it happens is pretty sick.
Help me!
All right, I'm gonna lower you in. Hurry up, the glue's wearing off.
All right.
Did it. Job well done. And we're not stuck together anymore.
Thank God.
You said it.
These are 10 times the internet traumatized Family Guy characters. Starting with the time Lois psychotically stalked a woman after getting banned from Airbnb in a bottle episode. Really? So the episode starts with Lois securing an Airbnb rental in Nantucket to celebrate the 4th of July.
There was a cancellation, so I swooped right in and scooped it up. The Pelican strikes again.
You know, nicknames only usually work when they're given to you. I will say, this one is slightly better than
Loose Lois.
So the Griffins arrive at the house and Lois is blown away by its middle-aged woman aura.
But first, coffee. Yeah, that first.
No wonder she wanted this place. The whole thing looks like it's ripped from a mom's Facebook page. Moms love wine jokes. It's perfect for masking alcoholism. But Lois is ecstatic that the family's getting along great, owing their happiness to the house.
Sometimes all a family needs is a change of scenery to strengthen their bond.
Yeah, that or a threesome, yeah.
She brings up bonding with the family, and that's where your head goes, Peter? So after that wonderful getaway, Lois is already gearing up for their next vacation.
I'm just gonna book another visit to that house.
But it turns out the host gave them a 0-star review claiming they stole something. What? Lois stole something? But that's completely unlike her.
I'm banned from Airbnb?
So Brian suggests Lois contact the host to see if this is all one big misunderstanding.
I just wanted to reach out about the review you left. You said we stole something. Shocked emoji.
With every needless emoji she sends, my body cringes inward, and soon I will cease to exist. but the host shoots back claiming a bottle of shampoo was stolen. That's it? That warrants a 0-star rating? What is the secret to eternal youth in that bottle? But it all seems to come back to her.
Oh, that.
But who cares that much about a little bottle of shampoo?
Yo, that's borderline huge, Mom.
Are you kidding me? You could kill a man with that thing.
We paid a lot of money for that house, and taking the ass end of a shampoo bottle barely makes a dent into their haul.
But not wanting to be labeled a thief, Lois meets with Dottie in Nantucket to set things right.
I feel terrible, so I wanted to return it to you personally.
Feels very much like a this meeting could have been an email situation. You know the mail still exists, right?
I was thinking maybe you could change your review.
Oh. I'm sorry, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, just because she returned it after being caught doesn't really warrant removing that review, right? She kleptoed once and she'll klepto again.
You win, Dottie. You got your shampoo back, and you officially got me canceled.
Not willing to let this slide, Lois stays in Nantucket, becomes a door dasher, and delivers food until eventually she gets to deliver to Dottie. Lois is operating on hater levels previously unknown to man.
Lois? What are you doing here?
I brought you dinner.
Which means she can now leave her a review.
Well, well, well. How the turntables?
Wouldn't it be a shame if one of only 2 DoorDash drivers on the island gave you a poor review?
Leaving the house for food sounds awful, so Dottie concedes.
Would.
Host.
Again.
But victory isn't enough. She admits to stealing the shampoo on purpose because she might be a little insane.
No!
Really, I should be thanking you for reminding me of who I am. A secret little psycho with very little to lose.
This mask-off moment is why we love you, Lois. And Hollywood does too, because voice actress Alex Borstein actually got an Emmy nomination for this episode. Just remember what bad reviews can do to someone. They've really gotta deserve it. But if there's anyone who deserves punishment, it's hackers, like the one who stole Brian's Instagram account in From Russia with Love. So Brian is going on IG Live, which is Instagram Live for those of you that don't speak certified douche.
It's Brian Griffin, and you are live in the doghouse. Okay, no viewers yet.
Okay, so just like his Twitter, he's pretty much just yelling into the void, hoping someone will answer.
Oh, got my first viewer. Whoa, getting a little crowded in here.
But before long, he gets a few totally real people tuning in.
Well, that's a question pondered by writers for many, welcome at gain 4 inches in 1 week, many years.
It's quite clear Brian's starting to attract some attention, getting a DM from @official_Instagram. Don't you think Instagram would have gotten to pick the first username and gone with @Instagram?
As a famous writer, you are now eligible to become a verified account. Yes!
Think they meant to say infamous. Must have been a typo.
I got verified on Instagram. Look at that, a blue check.
Oof, dog colorblindness is no joke, huh?
Brian, you got hacked.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, all reputable businesses ask for your mother's maiden name along with your credit card number.
Okay, you were right. I got hacked.
Okay, so now that the hacker is defiling Brian's account, STEWIE offers up an easy solution.
I think you should just give your account to the hacker.
And lose all 5 of his followers? He'd rather die.
The hacker contacted me. He's demanding $10,000.
I hear you're looking to kill somebody.
Oh, are we getting a Meg, STEWIE, and Brian adventure? That's different. But she does manage to track the hacker's location to Russia.
Вы можете забрать девочку из Новосибирска. Ну, вы не можете забрать Новосибирск один.
Yeah, I've been saying the same thing for years. As for how she can speak Russian, she claims it's from watching dark web videos, but we all know she was replaced by a Russian clone seasons ago.
All right, looks like we're going to Russia.
So the gang makes it to the location Meg tracked the hacker to, but where could he be hiding?
Why don't we just follow this giant Ethernet cable?
I guess that was a pretty big giveaway. So they check the place out and seemingly find their guy.
Это Brian Griffin. Ты украл его Instagram?
Да.
That's it? Man, the movies always convinced me this would lead to a gunfight or a very sweaty knife fight. So their host lets them in, asking questions about America and Meg's marital status.
Is this beautiful American wife?
Me? No, I'm not married.
But considering this man gave you more than 5 seconds of attention, I have a feeling you will be soon enough.
I only stole account because it made me feel like I was living happy American life of big writer man.
Those last 3 words are terrible descriptors of Brian, but hey, I would take this as a compliment if I were him.
Yeah,
so with that matter settled, the trio decides to head home, but Meg has some second thoughts.
We came here to find your account, but found something much more valuable.
Simply?
My happiness.
All right, settle down.
Happiness is worth way more than syphilis. The more you know. Been reading books lately.
Can't go back home.
What? You're staying in Russia?
I mean, it makes sense. She's a Chelyabinsk 8 here, and that's a hard thing to give up.
Well, okay. But we're truly gonna miss you.
I wouldn't worry. This is just like when you died, Brian. Give it an episode and everything will be back to normal. I feel like this shouldn't bear repeating, but seriously, don't give your credit card info to anyone in a DM, and for real, use a VPN. And don't get involved with TikTok sociopaths like the one that Brian's nearly killed by in Vatman and Rob Him. So Stewie is out walking Brian, which honestly feels kinda weird to see after so many years on his hind legs.
Hey, check it out. A flyer for a missing dog with a $1,000 reward.
All right, so?
Doesn't that dog kinda look familiar?
Why, imagine you paint a couple of spots on my face, return me to the owner, and walk off with $1,000.
Oh, I could imagine that. It'd be manipulative, cruel, and vile, which means you definitely want to do it, don't you? So with the help of Stewie's makeup skills, Brian is transformed into that poor missing dog.
We are completely done, Brian. Say hello to $1,000.
I guess say goodbye to good karma while you're at it. Now for the moment of truth. But of course, Stewie thinks this situation needs the help of a character. Who do you think you are, Roger from American Dad?
Yeah, what's up, Chief? Bobby Beccarino from around the way. How's it hanging?
Weird roleplay aside, it can't be that easy, right?
Oh my god, Rover!
It is that easy.
Where's your money?
Ooh.
But before he can get comfy, he's thrown into a dog cage.
So, Rover 4, you thought you could escape from Chase's TikTok house.
A TikTok house is the last place a dog wants to find himself. Think the pound is bad? They'll just euthanize you. But TikTokers will do way worse.
Yep, slut them out. Be cute for the views. One time I made one of my dogs drive me to Chipotle, work the drive-thru, and drive me back home. All on film.
This weekend, I'll use you for my most dangerous and humiliating viral stunt yet.
Judging by that tone, I'd hate to see what happened to Rovers 1 through 3. I don't think there's a nice little farm upstate in Brian's future.
Enjoy your last couple of days alive.
When Brian doesn't come home later that night, Stewie panics and goes to spill the beans to Chris.
But I can't find him anywhere, and his cell phone is going to voicemail. Chris, you've got to help me find Brian.
But Chris feels a bit used and has to be an a-hole about it.
Will you please help me find Brian? Why, yes, that sounds lovely, Stewie.
Drop the attitude, man. At least you're getting some screen time and lines. Meg hasn't been seen or heard once this entire episode. But when they get to the house, a different TikToker answers the door.
Dog? I think Chase brought a dog to Dangerous Stunt Beach to do a dangerous stunt.
Dang, kids, that is not what Dangerous Stunt Beach is for. They make it to the beach and find Brian in not so much a stunt, but a torture device.
Oh my god, Stewie, look!
But never fear, Stewie and Chris will save the day, if they can just agree on a signal for their plan. Kind of feels like something that should have been discussed on the ride here.
Hey, shut up and get me down!
Just go!
But before they can get to him, they realize he's not just any old content.
Butt mutt! Butt mutt! Butt mutt!
No!
My god, I'm sponsored content!
Gotta give the kid credit where it's due, Butt Mutt is pretty catchy.
What's wrong with you people? I am a hard-working, accomplished author!
I would say you're more of a writer. Not even that, you're just a guy who kinda writes. So Chris manages to wrestle the controls away from Chase, but the remote breaks and Brian and Stewie come crashing down into a well-placed pool of lubricant.
What the hell is this stuff?
XY Fire and Ice Jelly.
Ooh. Way back in the day, I used to date this girl. We gonna say her name was Crystal. A couple of years into our relationship, we wanted to bring the spark back into us dating each other, right? We decided to use these fire and ice condoms. You know, it didn't go good. Don't use fire and ice. It was like starting a tire fire, smoking everything.
Because it feels really good. Oh, too hot, too hot.
TikTokers and their anything for views mindset is definitely not a healthy one, and I don't know how many people have gotten hurt or killed. But if you're watching this, please do not tie a dog to a drone. Use a cat instead, as they are Satan spawn. And social media almost gets someone killed again when Lois falls off a cliff while trying to take the perfect picture in the STEWIE. So Lois and Bonnie have a bit of a rivalry going on over who can get more likes on Instagram.
You look at this. Bonnie's latest post has 43 likes. That's tied for the record.
Bikini pics almost feel like cheating, don't they? That's a good way to pull every divorced dad in the neighborhood to your page.
Damn it, Peter, now she's got the Spooner Street record.
A bold move liking your neighbor's bikini right in front of your wife. You're playing with fire, sir. But while attending a preschool fundraiser night, they see that one of the prizes is a trip to Vermont.
Vermont is an Instagram gold mine. I could shatter Bonnie's record.
What's a weekend like that worth? Maybe $100 or $200?
$600.
Sold. There were no other bids. You could have had it for $40.
You can't put a price tag on a good Instagram photo shoot. But even if you could, $600 would still be insane.
We're in Vermont till Sunday. Call if you have to, but let's not call.
Expert parenting, Lois. But how can you blame her? She's got 50 sweet Instagram likes on her mind. So Peter and Lois make it to Vermont, but Bonnie is still racking up those likes.
She did it again.
Oh.
Bonnie, every time I do a post, she does one right after.
So what? You know people can like 2 posts. They don't have a finite amount of likes to give. Liking is easy.
A glass-blowing class. That kind of crap is perfect for Instagram.
Careful there, Lois. Peter might be running away with all your likes. Though their getaway trip gets a bit of a wrench thrown into it.
Well, I just flew to Paris, and Stewie was somehow in my suitcase. He must have snuck in there.
This would normally make a parent shoot up and sprint to the nearest airport. But we aren't talking about a normal parent, are we?
Or we leave him in the care of a trusted adult and one of our best friends and enjoy the first trip we've had together in years.
Yeah, that sounds more like an A-plot type deal. We're rocking the B-plot today, baby. But Peter questions if they should go, which if Peter is the one talking sense into you, it's time to reevaluate your whole character.
Okay, if you think that... I got another like!
Okay, so we break 50 likes on Instagram and then we go save our baby from a foreign country. Go team! So Peter and Lois set out to find the perfect shooting location and end up finding a big photogenic tree.
Hey, how about we stand on either side of the tree and the caption is, Tree Amigos.
I like where this guy's head's at. He would have thrived during the prime Facebook era like 100 years ago.
Big step back.
Peter, are you sure? I'm a little close to the edge.
You want those likes, don't you? You gotta do it for the gram, even if it means putting yourself in dangerous situations. Followers crave the danger.
You know what? Tiny step forward.
Yeah, she may be dead, but tell me you at least got the picture. Luckily, Peter gets a medic chopper to come save her. Seems like as good a time as any to talk about his sports betting problem.
But did he get the picture, though?
Or actually, her sports betting problem.
Lost $1,100 on BetKings. I checked the account, you definitely lost it. But in light of what happened, I'm not mad at you. I mean, you can't...
Thankfully, all she suffered was a broken leg. She should have just done that from the jump. Hospital pictures make a killing on Instagram.
Lois? You may want to see this.
Well, she did it. All it cost was $600 for the trip and potentially hundreds more for the hospital visit. Money well spent. But money can't buy the genius ideas Peter comes up with when he starts running his company's social media and crashes the entire internet in HTTP. So Peter's brewery is holding a meeting to discuss an issue the company's facing.
Sales are down across the board, but mostly we're failing to connect with a group called millennials.
Just start making a hard seltzer. Boom, done. Meeting adjourned. I am now CEO.
So please welcome someone who's going to help us reach millennials. Our new head of social media, Hammer.
I'd say the name is accurate because if you aren't sure what he's all about, he'll beat you over the head like with a, well, you know.
Actually, bruh, asking me what a trigger warning is one of my triggers, bruh. I feel traumatized, bruh. And now I'm tweeting about you, bruh.
You'd think we were in a Victoria's Secret with all these bras.
And posted. Do you know what I just did? I just made you all viral.
Great, I'm sure beer has something to do with this. While Peter doesn't understand it at first, it only takes one hit of a pen to completely transform Peter into a millennial himself.
What happened? All of a sudden, I feel like I know better than everyone else.
So Peter embraces the lifestyle, but his sensei doesn't last long. I think he gets hit by a bus, but Peter won't look up from his phone to verify.
Sending positive vibes. Get off your...
Oh, so he did get hit by a bus. Is that a millennial thing I'm not aware of?
If I die, chop my body up and serve me as street tacos.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. They'll probably taste like C4 energy drink and key lime pie pen juice. But he did not die in vain, as his death opened the door for Peter to take his place.
As of today, I'm making you head of social media.
So Peter brainstorms ideas with the guys on how to appeal to the younger generation.
You remember Leroy Jenkins?
Yeah?
Right.
Is that it? Just Leroy Jenkins?
That was a joke.
Does anyone find that funny now or even know what that is?
I think it's
Please
funny.
say yes so I don't feel ancient.
I find it funny.
We've given this, what, almost a minute?
Peter, that's the problem with kids today. They have no attention span.
Oh yeah? Then why does that one 5-hour video about iCarly have like 6 million views?
We'll do a show for people with no attention span. We'll call it the 6-Second Talk Show.
So, Vine? Remember that? It was TikTok before TikTok, which was called Musical.ly before it was called TikTok. And yes, all of them were annoying, but I guess it's worth a try.
I'm Peter Griffin, and this is the 6-Second Talk Show. My guest tonight is Joe Biden. And that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Still feels like it went on a little long. But it actually proves to be a hit, even attracting the attention of a Silicon Valley hologram.
I'm Parker Stanton, CEO of Boop, the most powerful company in Silicon Valley.
And for some reason, that CEO wants to pick Peter's brain about the next big thing. But he learns very quickly that you don't take suggestions from a guy who confuses an electrical outlet for a toilet.
I'm having so much fun.
So that pretty much knocked out the internet all over the world. Finally, we can return to a time of groundedness and focus. Simpler times. So how do you possibly fix the internet now that it's been doused in pee?
You know, when my phone gets wet, I just put it in a bag of rice.
Well, that's a stupid idea.
Put the whole internet in a bag of rice.
Genius! Let's try it.
Is that cocaine?
Look, we're getting a signal.
And with that brilliant...
Is it bad that I thought that was cocaine? I was like, yo, in human-sized Ziploc baggies, though? Like they're putting it in the middle school lunches or something. Here you go, Timmy. This will get you through social studies. We gonna edit that out.
The world can go back to shoving their faces into their phone screens. At least this episode proves that's not just a millennial thing. We're all equally doomed, and that's what makes humans special. And Quagmire lets Tinder doom him when he becomes addicted to the app and turns into a gross-looking hermit in the dating game. So while the guys are at the clam, they're surprised to see Mort has a hot date. He really wasn't lying about the hot part.
Tonight, I'm getting lucky.
Hi, are you Mort?
Why, yes, I am.
You'd think it was a blue moon, pigs were flying, or that hell had frozen over, but
did he pay money?
Really, Mort's just using Tinder.
What's Tinder?
It's an app for your phone where two strangers can hook up for a dirty liaison.
What do you know? Another modern tool Quagmire has no clue about. Get with the times, man.
You just swipe someone's picture, they come over, and you plow them.
Wow, I gotta try this.
And when Quagmire goes on his first date, there's no waiting around for the good stuff.
A lovely bouquet for a lovely...
Yeah, take off your pants and sit on the coffee table.
Okay.
In fact, it's not really much of a date.
Man, I had that happen to me one time, and it turned out to just be a robbery. I didn't even get to smash before her two big black bodyguard dudes showed up.
Basically in and out after the old in and out.
Wait, so I don't have to make small talk with you
really
or
like
spend
that.
any money?
Of course not.
It's really
what
like
a relief.
that.
Looks like Christmas
It's
came early
really
for Quagmire.
like that.
And Tinder proves to be the gift that keeps on giving. This man goes swipe crazy, sleeping with every hot girl, kinda hot girl, and Gerard Depardieu he can.
No.
But maybe all this fooling around and sanding your finger down to the bone isn't healthy.
It is. It's very healthy.
Tinder?
As long as you use condoms.
Judging by the lack of sunlight and
As long as you protect yourself.
a disheveled appearance, it looks like Quagmire's gone from a sexy beast to just a straight-up beast.
Swipe yes on all the lady faces. Swipe, 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 swipe.
He's glued to that thing, and if you step the wrong way in his house, you're bound to get glued to something yourself.
Let's go for a walk, huh? Get some fresh air? Oh, for God's sake.
You're gonna have a baby in your butt, man.
But when he gets distracted by another date, Peter takes that opportunity to take his phone.
I'm just gonna nudge it with my knee into this empty pizza box. And it's stuck to my knee.
Yeah, I'd throw out those pants after this. Actually, just throw the whole leg out too, just to be safe.
This whole thing's out of control, Quagmire. You gotta get off Tinder.
And nothing works better than shaming your friend through song.
'Cause Tinder makes you so gross.
Only commit 10 to 20% of your time to dating and mating. The other 80 should be spent working on something that you like to do.
But I guess calling him a barely human creature wasn't the way to break through to him. Maybe he doesn't need to hear it from guys. Maybe he needs to hear it from a woman.
You on Tinder?
What? That gross dating thing?
Nothing sobers you up quicker than a cute girl telling you one of your interests is gross.
No.
If he's gonna make a move on her, he's gonna need to do it the old-fashioned way.
This is a real girl right in front of you. Just pick her up and take her home. You don't need your phone.
Well, after sitting down with all the weird, random voices in his head, Quagmire finds the confidence to face the truth. He doesn't need a phone to be a sleazy scumbag.
I buried my twin brother today. We were very close.
Surely she's not gonna buy that, right?
I just feel like my penis shouldn't be alone tonight.
One day, Quagmire's Riz will be studied by NASA
don't say
scientists
that.
because it is truly out of this world. Though a bit dramatic, this episode does show how addiction can stem from having everything at your fingertips, including dating. Just go out there and embarrass yourself in public like the rest of us. Or you can embarrass yourself online, as Chris does in Boston STEWIE, by sitting on cakes for his fans-only viewers. Yes, you heard that correctly. So Meg whips up a delicious batch of cupcakes in celebration.
Last night I had my period. Or miscarriage. Not sure which.
Congrats? Or sorry for your loss? What kind of creature are you, Meg? But when she returns to them, she finds her cupcakes to be cheeked to death.
Hey Meg, no turkey dinner is complete without a little undernut squash.
This seems dangerously close to bringing back cake farts. The name alone should tell you not to Google that, but in case you aren't catching on, don't Google that.
What a jerk!
Later on, Peter starts treating Meg like the king of the castle.
Master's latest social media post has become popular on the internet, so now Master rules the family.
Laugh now, but I have a feeling this is how family hierarchies will be in the future. Sorry, but 12-year-old Dylan makes the rules now since he got 1 million views on his video of him yelling slurs in the latest Call of Duty.
Oh my god! This cupcake video got 20,000 likes!
I guess there's a market for this kind of thing. Another thing to try if YouTube doesn't work out. A lot of the comments on the video say that Chris should get a fans-only page.
What's fans only?
It's a fetish website where amateurs post racy videos that subscribers pay to see.
I like how they felt they needed to change the name despite using Instagram and Facebook. Wouldn't want to slander the good name of OnlyFans, would we?
Go get a business plan, some seed capital, and an S-Corp registered in the state of Delaware, and then maybe we'll talk.
Oh boy, time for the most boring montage of all time. At least we get to see the Griffin's full home address. That's something.
I'm in.
And so the siblings get to business filming the worst content known to man.
My dad fell in the shower, so we kinda need the money. Thank you.
And would you believe that could earn them thousands of dollars?
Yes.
Really makes you wonder what we're even doing with our lives, huh?
Yes.
But fame has a price, and that includes being recognized out in public.
That's Smush Boy 15. He's gross. He'll sit on anything. He's a sit slut.
Okay, but you obviously must watch him. It's not like he's a movie star. Who knew Quahog had so many sit fetishists? Clearly the pressures of his audience are starting to get to him.
Squash that brownie with your knee.
I don't do knee stuff. I told you guys that from the beginning.
Oh, sure, knees are where you draw the line on the list of disturbing things you've been doing. But all this stress is the straw that finally breaks the camel's back.
And I quit!
But sitting on desserts for money is the only life he knows, so Chris turns to sweet squishing on the streets.
$20 if you mash a chipwich with your knee.
Thankfully, Meg swoops in and saves Chris from degrading himself. Well, degrading himself without a camera rolling.
There's nothing worse than having to shake your shit on the street for money.
You have so much to offer, and I've got something for you.
Buttercream.
And so the siblings share a squish of the sweets with their seats on the side of the street. Bet you can't say that 3 times fast. This episode proves that while it may seem easy, making video content can definitely be an ordeal. I don't have any experience in the cake sitting game, and hopefully I never will, but I've got to say I have a newfound respect for those freaks. Keep at it, guys. But internet fame will cost more than your dignity because in Girl Interneted, it ends up costing Meg's legs when she gets too fat. So while watching TV, Meg, Chris, and Peter are flashbanged by an ad for the most Gen Z convention ever.
This Sunday at the Quahog Convention Center, it's Streaming Con!
Look, I don't think I'm that old, but hearing some of these names gives me the same brain response as hearing the names of old Civil War generals. I'm sure they're important, but why should I care?
Tyler Oakley.
Oh?
Lele Pons.
What?
Glozell.
Where?
But Meg convinces the family to attend so she can see Corey from Corey's world.
I'm gonna show you how anyone can become an internet celebrity, like me, Corey, from Corey's world.
Is from Corey's world his last name? Because it sure does follow his first name a lot.
I bet you can't make my daughter Meg an internet celebrity.
That's nothing for Corey from Corey's world.
Everybody hashtag FridgeBodMeg. You're welcome.
And that actually works, making Meg trend on Twitter. It really is that easy. All it takes is some light public humiliation. Now that she's an internet icon, Meg needs to find something to do to keep all eyes on her. I know there probably isn't an uncensored version, but judging by Peter's reaction, I'm just dying to know what she said. Got anything else?
I can shuffle a deck of cards.
Oh, good.
With my...
Okay, I can figure that one out. Remind me to say no to a poker night at the Griffins. So Meg chooses the persona of someone who will eat anything in her fridge. Gotta say, the William the Refrigerator Perry jersey is a nice touch.
Check it out! Boom! Mini cream!
Wow, that's almost Chewbacca mom levels of impressive. Remember her? Can you believe they almost gave her her own show? But this makes Meg big, both online and in real life. She even gets invited to promote businesses by being gross.
Everything here is made with corn syrup! Just drink the corn syrup!
But who would have thought drinking 2 gallons of liquid sugar would cause Meg to collapse? Not me. That's
like the female Dave Blunt.
It's the average meal in America.
We gotta get her to the hospital.
So Meg gets diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But like any disease or late night college party, there's a substance for that.
Refrigerator Meg here. If diabetes has you down, get your insulin levels up with Pancresta.
Having Meg promote a diabetes injection is like having Stevie Wonder promote eyeglasses. I'm sure it's a good product, but feels like the wrong person to be selling it to you.
Pancresta is not for everyone, just the sexy people. Lame losers should not take Pancresta.
Now, do I need a doctor to diagnose me as a lame loser, or is this something WebMD can help with? But even a crippling diagnosis can't shut the refrigerator down.
Bad sugars and starches are the bomb!
At this rate, all that medicine's gonna cost her an arm and a leg. Or, judging by her feet, a leg and a leg. But Meg's still invited to host a pep rally at school to promote, I guess, body positivity? It seems more like she's promoting how to kill yourself as slowly as possible.
You've inspired us to gain all this weight, and we just wanted to say thanks.
But seeing Who's It, What's Her Face, and friend number 3 looking so overweight gives Meg second thoughts about her whole rise to fame.
All my friends are fat because of me. I don't want them to lose their feet too. Everybody needs their feet.
Yeah, suck it, Joe.
But from here on, my fridge will be full of fruits, vegetables, and lean meats.
Yeah, but like many internet stars, once you try something new, your old audience tends to hate you.
Bring back the fridge! Bring back the fridge!
I'm glad Meg learned her lesson about the power of an internet celebrity, and as a reward, she can have that janitor who was crushed to death's feet. A heartwarming ending if I've ever seen one, teaching us the dangers of online fame and the effects it can have on your followers. And to see exactly the kind of damage you can do with your followers, look no further than when Stewie has stans canceling him over a tweet in Get Stewie. So Stewie learns that a former Jolly Farm star is releasing her debut single.
Oh my god, I can't believe Meeber is finally releasing her first song!
Meeber?
That's what all the people in the know call her, and clearly you are not in the know. Not like Stewie is.
If I weren't such a big fan, would I have Meeber tattooed right above my root?
It definitely means you're something. Huge fan, mentally unwell, who's to say?
Brian, I have followed her whole career ever since she was the little pig who went oink oink on Jolly Farm.
Though Brian has some concerns about the content of her songs and the fact Stewie is shaking it for TikTok.
You know, she has a concert in Quahog tomorrow. You should come with me, and I can show you what makes her so special.
Spending a night surrounded by screaming preteens singing suggestive songs? Yeah, there's nothing that could convince Brian to go to that.
Meeber concert, please.
Oh, I'm a dumb dog.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, you are. Stewie has such a good time at the concert that he's just gotta immortalize it with a tweet.
Oink oink, my favorite pig!
Oh, that probably could have been framed better. Surely everyone will get the reference, right?
No. She thought my post was making fun of her! She put me on blast!
And now you've incited the wrath of something worse than any monster, beast, or demon, the Stans.
Bullying is unacceptable, and Stewie Griffin is a bully.
Never underestimate the power of Stans. If Taylor Swift ever wanted a foreign leader, Ted, you better believe the Swifties will find a way to do it.
All my accounts are being flooded. They doxed my favorite froyo place. And someone even made a deepfake of me at the Capitol riots.
Like I said, Stans don't F around. Your best bet now is to flee the country and change your name. Stewie can't even find safety at preschool.
We heard about what you did, Stewie. No one wants to play with you.
Even preschoolers are up to date on celebrity internet drama? Maybe I should be glad to be out of touch on a few things. Imagine opening Twitter and starting a fight with a 3-year-old.
And I no longer feel safe. So, Rupert and I have decided to lay low for a while.
At least Stewie still has one ally. Kinda.
I am here for you right now, privately and out of earshot of anyone I know.
Very brave of you, Brian, but I get it. I wouldn't want all 10 of his followers to abandon him.
I'm just gonna go grab my sun hat, and then we are out of here.
Oh, those stands are serious. Looks like the old Stewie is needed for one more job.
They tried to Kid Cudi to hold me.
Oh no, he's gonna kill her.
So Stewie shows up at her event, but Brian tries to talk him down from killing her.
I'm not gonna kill her. I just want to talk to her. An actual conversation would have saved this whole mess in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, he tries, but she doesn't seem to care, so he tries to speak to her fans.
No.
When did celebrity effectively become the new religion?
Maybe when people realized religions weren't putting out banger songs like pop stars. We're simple creatures. We hear good song, we follow.
Boo! Meeber rules!
Pretzel the baby!
Yeah.
Oh, we also hate being told we're wrong. This episode is a good representation of the dangers of online mob mentalities and parasocial relationships. Celebrities aren't our best friends, and being their own personal online warriors probably isn't healthy. At least Stewie finds a happy ending with Brian. But if you need a bit of a sadder ending, the D in Apartment 23 has you covered when Brian gets cancelled for a racist tweet and gets kicked out of the house. So Brian and Stewie encounter a modern college student's favorite pastime, a campus protest.
That is, when they're not looking down at their phones.
Yes, yes, you're very timely and topical, Stewie. So, what kind of evils are the kids protesting today?
A professor told his class to have a nice day, which is microaggression, because in our systemic culture, no day is a nice day.
Jeez, I really want to be on your side, man, but that's some of the most chronically online crap I've ever heard.
If you don't want to get fired, don't become a teacher, right?
Totally, you should tweet that.
Feeling inspired, Brian tries to go viral by vomiting out his dumb thoughts in 280 words or less.
Hashtag Oompa Trumpa. 0 retweets, 0 likes. Yeah, viral.
But doggone is that dog gonna try. How about your thoughts on the latest movie?
About to see the new Kevin Hart movie. Just kidding, I'm white and went to college.
And all aboard the outrage train.
There's no one dumb enough to tweet that.
When he leaves the theater, he finds that he's finally gotten the attention he wanted.
Hey, are you at Dog Backwards from Twitter?
I am. Are you a fan?
You racist jerk!
Fame is a bit wetter than he imagined. And judging by how that mob chased him home, the only liquid they're interested in is blood.
What were you thinking writing that tweet?
What? It was just a joke.
There are no jokes allowed on the internet, Brian. Just stone cold, non-sarcastic sincerity. But your joke did suck regardless.
They'll see that I deleted it, and it'll all blow over. Trust me.
But things actually don't blow over. Lois is banned from the grocery store.
You can't freeze me out like this.
Peter's kicked out of the bar.
But come on, Joe,
Sir, you've been asked to leave.
And Chris and Meg have to fight for their lives against the entire school. Ah, reminds me of my first cafeteria massacre. And that was a pretty solid Kingsman reference. But the mobs don't let up, so Brian has no choice but to act like an adult and apologize.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to apologize.
Why did you say ladies first? That's sexist.
There really is no winning with a mob, is there? You just gotta be born perfect from the get-go. So screw it.
You know what?
The irony of the high and mighty Brian going against the higher and mightier mob is definitely not lost on me.
I'm the self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you! I've kissed a transsexual before! How many of you can say that?
Yeah, but then you throw up an ocean of vomit for like a minute, which I think kinda cancels out the progressiveness.
Instead of killing myself, I should kill all of you!
Now that's a winning message that's sure to win everyone over to your side. Pfft, as if.
All I have left is you guys. Thank God you have my back.
We think you should move out.
So the Griffins kick him to the curb, leaving him with not much more than the shirt on his back, figuratively speaking.
Ryan, wait! This collar is ours. It has our address on it.
Okay, well now he needs a literal shirt. He can't just be walking around all naked like that. Have some decency, you animal. So Brian moves into a rundown apartment, which is the perfect place for his seemingly large brown cardboard box collection. And with no job and no friends, Brian spends his nights sadly eating macaroni in the dark. Now he's become the first person to actually face real repercussions of being canceled online. Your medal is in the mail, Brian.
Doesn't get realer than that. This is pretty much like my favorite Family Guy video I've ever seen. Sweaty Clam, you're doing the Lord's work. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, like, and/or subscribe. It's more BlastphamousHD. Twizzle.